Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SuperOldGameSaturday. If it's a 7 p.m. on Saturday night, we're here for classic gaming goodness. If you're wondering why there's a blue screen on that you're seeing right there, don't worry, it's intentional. Also, I'm going to test something. This is because of the RetroTink 5X that I use for upscaling stuff. And I want to check something, because actually this might be a concept I'm going to return to in about a month. I'll get to that later. Probably next week. Or no, 2 weeks, because I got something to go with that, potentially. But yeah, despite the blue screen on the screen that you're seeing, we're going to be playing, in fact, now I can do this, I just want to test this. We're going to be playing Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards 4, the Nintendo 64, as you see on screen there. This came out in 2000 from Nintendo and HAL Laboratories, or Laboratories Singular, as the first game in it. Hi, Sweet Versus I'm seeing. Hi, gang, good to see you. Hope you're doing well, and hope you're going to enjoy the show tonight for Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. We're seeing the opening cutscene here. Well, an opening blue screen, because I want to check something as far as making sure that you're seeing when it turns my console on. Hey everybody, I am jumping in to edit this part of the video because when I was recording this the other day for the stream, or running it the stream, I should say, yeah, this is the part of the stream where the video cut out. I think it was because of my settings, but I always want to have the full opening of the cinematic here, seeing Ribbon escaping Ripple Star, but yeah, Dark Matter has other plans. I'm gonna smash her crystal and send her over to Pop Star. I mentioned, and you'll see this in a few minutes, this will be fun to edit, but I just want to make that, clear to this and have it all set. Also show the title screen and a little bit of an Easter egg I showed off during the stream. Was going to hold L, R, Z, and hit the A button. Oh, let the demo go. So, hit start to that. Now do that. Yeah, you get Kirby doing that high thing. Alright, so yeah, it's not going to be too much, honestly. You're going to see the rest of what we had for this in probably a minute or so. But at the very least, I do want to just get everything to record as far as stuff with the copy ability and the demonstration of that. And also explain why I'm saying, oh yeah, we're going to watch it again. Yeah, not really too much to say here, except for how the game operates with, going around, doing Kirby's thing of eating up enemies with the B button, swallowing with down on the D-pad, and then copying abilities out of certain enemies like this guy here. And then also the idea of the ability mixing, which you'll see in just a minute. But basically, I'm just going to be doing this so that I can, append to the video and make things work. Because, yeah, if I have to dance around certain aspects or if some stuff goes wrong, that's what the editing process is for. But as I mentioned, and you'll see as well with this game, you mix abilities like that, and then you get a power combination, so you have multiple sets of things you can do to give you more variety for the copying element of this game. As you'll see probably right now when I append this to that part of the video. Okay, I guess you're hearing me now. I guess my mic went off. Alright, this is going to be fun to edit. Anyway, we're going through the tutorial, as I mentioned, showing how you can mix copy abilities, which is the main aspect of this game. And how they're going to be doing stuff with the copy thing. Alright, I'll figure something as far as how the audio is working. Maybe it's because of what happened there. It had the commentary on, so I don't know why it was going, but I'll edit around this for some capacity. You know what? Let's watch this again because the audio went out. Alright, so just to quickly reiterate, swallowing enemies with B button or sucking them up and then swallowing them, and some of them will get powers going up. This will be good. Yeah, I think it will be. I am set to be playing this game to 100%. I did do a practice playthrough just to make sure that I remembered this game, because it's been a while since I've played it. I did sort of grow up playing this. I played it when it came out in 2000, and let me know, chat, what your experience with this game or the entire franchise is concerned as we go through this and go through the mixing. But yeah, that'll happen a little later. Yeah, this is definitely this is my favorite game in the franchise. It's a very good entry. I don't know if I'd say this is my favorite, but it's at least in the top 5. And I remember when I played this in 2000, I think we were waiting for the Kirby game for the entirety of the Nintendo 64's life. They came out with this, and I guess people were surprised it was a 2D game, and we're going to be getting the first 3D game in the series next year with Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but they really made a great utilization of the 2D concept, but playing with 3D as a perspective more than anything, and the ability mixing, which is a terrific mechanic that they came up with. To really go on the idea of the whole MO of Kirby is you swallow things to get enemies' powers and then use them against other enemies, but basically mixing it up so you have a combination pool that you could use for certain, skills that you can get, and then to handle other situations as you go along. as well as finding all the crystal shards, of which we're going to be finding every single one of them. Try all the different combinations? Yeah, we will, and we will not watch the instructions again. I'll watch the next cutscene. So, as we saw at the beginning, Ribbon came down, that fairy over there came down, landed on Pop Star, and landed on Kirby's head, along with that crystal shard. By the way, did you see me comment up the Star Fox 64 on the YouTube site? Yes, I did. I will respond to that, yeah, probably later tonight. I just didn't get around to respond to it. I saw it yesterday, but I had a lot of things going on. But, yeah, I've got time to get to it. And I agree with what you were saying as far as that playthrough, which is a great playthrough. And we're definitely getting our Nintendo 64 quota going on this year between that, Wave Race, Pilot Wings, and now this game. And I think there's something else I did for minutes. Oh, and Pokemon Snap we did. And how fitting, because as I mentioned, this year is the 25th anniversary of the Nintendo 64. The 25th anniversary was actually this past week on September 29th. So, fitting we're playing another game from it, although admitting a later release. Alright, we're on Pop Star, so let's go here. And here's your map screen you have. You have your little crayon. You're moving around with the D-pad, not the analog stick, which is unique, although it's a 2D game, so it makes sense. So basically you go over that, and you see those little diamonds there that give you a sense of where all the crystal shards are. We're getting every single one of them, because we need that to get to the final boss. So let's hit A and go. And hear this wonderful music by Hirokazu Ando and Jun Ishikawa. This is some terrific stuff. I was spreading your Twitch channel when trying to... Okay, I'm glad that you're spreading it out, and I guess you're saying to people you like what the show is doing, and I appreciate that. And I've been doing it myself as well, but I'm glad that, at the very least, as I said, this is not a massive show, but I do like the idea that there are people who like the idea of what this is and seeing some of the games, because I've noticed, I've said to people that there's certain games that I'm going to play, and they're really excited about it. Me too. Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate your viewership each week as far as the games that... And hey, you get the benefit of being here this way, because you get to be here at the time, you get to ask for things specifically, and control what we play. And YouTube site also extension of that. Yeah, I have the needle and fire ability here. Yeah, you get to shoot arrows out by holding B button and aiming them out. You can also pick it up and throw it and just get rid of it. Or you can just... And that's going to be the challenge when you're going through just to play it as you're unarmed, but yeah, we'll get to that a little later to show that off. Yeah, basically the skill here is to get a sense of, like, what enemies can you turn into abilities or not, or grab memories. That's the first crystal shard. You can also mix abilities of the same type. So I have two cutter abilities instead of one boomerang. I have a razor boomerang now. And it really gives a lot of, I guess, diversity as far as how the gameplay works, as far as the copy works, because that's one thing as far as how the copies worked in this franchise, because it's usually been, how is it delivered? And I just destroyed that boss, because they go down pretty easily when you have an ability. Otherwise, you have to suck at the enemies to spit them out at them. But yeah, the idea that it's usually, okay, you swallow an enemy, you get an ability, and then you have some other ones like Kirby Superstar and a lot of the other ones since then that play on, I guess, a button combination system, almost like a fighting game, weirdly enough. And then this one, which is mixing it with the fact that, hey, you can mix one ability with another one, or the same with itself, to get other stuff. I do need to get rid of this quickly. You pick one of the C buttons, or L or R, to get rid of it, and then toss it away. But I want to at least get the bomb right there, because you can toss bombs as they are. You can use these on their own. You don't necessarily have to use just one. Also, I do want to get that one down there. Perfect. There you go. So I mixed that with the fire, and you get this nice fireworks. Hit the B button, and you have the nice fireworks show, and it blows up that. You just need any bomb combination, and also I'm getting the stars, which 30 of those will get you extra life. The number down in the below left corner of the screen will give you the indication of your lives, and there was Maximum Tomato, which gives me full health. And for the first levels of this first world, we're on to Kirby's friends in some capacities, not completely. Here's Waddle Dee, this cute little guy who is, I guess, a little bit of a foot soldier of a character we're going to see a little later. But right now, Dark Matter guy is getting inside of him, and we're going to have to see what's going on with this. And I do like how these are all in without dialogue. Like, Kirby's kind of pantomiming everything, but yeah. Something weird's going on. Yeah, he has the one eye. I like the main gimmick for this. Yeah, that combination. Absolutely. Also, yeah, I'm going to avoid him, because I learned on my test playthrough, he can grab me and throw me. You know, I'll let him do that. Yeah, this is what he'll do now. You can tell that because of the eye. And if you're unarmed, he'll shoot out the stars like that, and you spit him back. Okay, no, that's just him doing that run. And his health bar, by the way, is that pink bar down there. He's easy to take down. Just give him a nice fireworks show and knock him away. Get that crystal shard. I like this, the main element of the copy in this too, because it gives it a lot of diversity as far as how you want to play it, and you can feasibly make this game harder on yourself or steamroll it as far as the difficulty is concerned. But it's also something that's really easy to get into as well, whether it's for kids, and you've mentioned this before, the idea that this is a franchise that's something that can be appealing to kids with how it looks, or something that can appeal to adults just because of the gameplay elements. Now, alright, here's the end-level minigame you have. You're on the picnic blanket, and Kirby's moving around like that without me moving. What happens here is that you hit the A button to stop him, and he'll do a jump. I'm gonna try and jump for that card there, and he'll do this. And basically, if you jump when he has his arms backwards, you jump further. This is kind of similar to how it was in Kirby's Dream Land 3. There we go. Okay, I got it. That is a character card. You can unlock these at the end of each level, and I have it completed on my main file on this, which has all, I think, 81 of those. We'll go through those later. I'm not going to get every single one of them now, but we are going to get all the crystal shards. So next level, we're going into the tree, and this is where I was thinking as far as the fall aspect, and a fitting one for this. We're in this nice forest with this very peaceful and somber music, sort of, with the nice oranges and reds of background. And it is really nice to be able to see that as you go along, just pretty much defeating the enemies, and also seeing how the camera plays, because this is the other thing. Black verse, sweet verse, you know, I'll just call you sweet verse for now, for October, we'll do it that way. You mentioned the idea of the main gimmick of the copy ability, but also the idea of how they're utilizing the concept of 3D in this 2D game, because I'm running on a track. I'm moving left and right, like other platforming games, and avoiding the Gordos. They'll hurt you badly if you hit them. But the way they do this, and this is something that's really interesting with this game specifically, you know, I'll also pick up other abilities as I go along. The Quiet Forest, this is so nostalgic. Yeah, absolutely, and the atmosphere it creates to this. You know, I'm gonna mix it with the rock. Yeah, this is one of the best power-ups in the game. You get that electric rock that just goes outwards like that and hits everything. But yeah, as I was mentioning, they kind of pull the camera out a lot as you're going. So yeah, I'm going on 2D paths, but they're kind of 3D as far as how they're kind of curving like this. And the way the camera's pulling back for a lot of those things. And other games at the time that were doing this, stuff like Klonoa and Wild 9 on PlayStation, this was one of the earlier examples of Nintendo doing it, along with Mischief Makers from Treasure, which I do want to show that off. Cool, well I'm glad you think it's cool, and it is nice to see for this. Yeah, that's a chili. He gives me the ice power. You could use that and you can freeze enemies. I'm doing. Oh, fitting. Alright, yeah. Double points for the, you know, I guess the pun concept. I'm looking for something else. You know what? Fine, let's toss the same thing at him. Yeah, this is the, snowball. So yeah, it's fall, but we have snow going on. Alright, you know, I'm gonna try this, because actually this is one of the more useful abilities you can get, or mixes you can get right now. Electric and ice. Turn to a refrigerator. You can toss food at enemies, and also pick them up. This is my favorite OST as far as the Kirby franchise is concerned. I guess it's your favorite... Oh, actually, what did you say? You said best OST. I shouldn't put words in your mouth specifically to that, but are you saying best soundtrack for this franchise, or for gaming period? Because it is a great soundtrack. I remember when I played this game first in 2000, I was saying, this sounds terrific. They really have... And it's also the kind of thing that sometimes you get a cartridge system like this, you sometimes think, well, does this sound... You can kind of get the sense that it sounds like a cartridge system. I think we mentioned that before with stuff like Genesis and Super Nintendo for the series. Yeah, but even with that, also, the idea that this sounds like something... I can imagine this feasibly being something on a CD system, but I do want to be careful, because there was a crystal shard. But here's the thing, unlike the other games, when you jump and you hit the A button, you can keep flying, but unlike other games of the series, I think this is the only one that does this, Kirby gets tired eventually, and you fall. I can also just have the refrigerator going that way. And in the top 10 for me personally, yeah, it is a great soundtrack. We're going to get that as we go along. And this is a terrific one, especially for... Or this is a terrific track that we're here now. Especially because of, you know, the atmosphere it creates. I think, in some ways, that's kind of what this game does better than some of the other ones. A lot of the other ones. And I love the soundtrack in this franchise, generally speaking. Yeah, we're just going to toss food at this thing. And also the other thing is you can pick up the food and recover it. But, yeah, you're right as far as how it sounds and it creating this great atmosphere. And it is a trivial one. You know what? Let's get rid of this. Alright, there we go. Yeah, you kill that boss or mini-boss and it becomes the Crystal Shard. Alright, so we got this. We got another friend to visit. This is Adeline. Not to be confused with Otto from Kirby's Dream Land 3. I used to make that mistake all the time. I said, they're the same character, but apparently... There are a lot of angry Kirby fans who are telling me, no, they're not the same, so get it right. But yeah, that's the idea. She looks similar, and she even handles the same way, but she's being possessed by the dark matter. We gotta take care of that. She's giving us the mean eyes. So here's how Adeline and Otto in Kirby's Dream Land 3 worked. They could paint things, and then they come to life. And since I don't have my ability, alright, okay, I'm gonna swallow him. Fair enough. Basically, as these come to life, I gotta take care of them. And some of them turn into other things. Let's see, I don't think I could swallow him. So this is how you're gonna be handling this game if you're going unarmed. You're sucking up things. And also, by the way, if you're seeing, like, a censored enemy over there, I'm not doing that. That's actually by the game's design. I actually saw, like, online, just remind myself, I played through the game again, just to see this. I said, wait, are they censoring something untoward for this? Like, it is an E-rated game. I was like, nope, they're not. It's just something unspeakable feasibly. Alright, this is the first, or the boss for that. Yeah, going unarmed like that will hurt when you suck up what they got and shoot it back. I think that boss was also in Dreamland 3 as well. We got some callbacks to other aspects of Kirby, including this one, which is sort of a take on Kracko, who we're not going to be seeing in this game. We'll see him in other games in this franchise as we go. Actually, I'm trying to remember how to fight him unarmed, because I didn't when I was doing the test playthrough. You pretty much just want to wait till it drops something that you can shoot back. And hear this great piece of music, which I think is a remix of a piece of music in the series. Well, alright, there's elements of it that are kind of like the minigame music in Kirby's Dream Land 3. A little bit, but it's not exactly the same. Alright, that should do it. Isn't that dark matter? Yeah, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe there's a thought of that, but yeah, she's mad. Oh, she just runs into me, okay. So it's not the, and then she ran into my knife. She just ran into me, and that's it. But yeah, I think maybe the reason I'm thinking the Kracko concept is because of the, like the spikes and things on the side. But anyway, we knocked it out of her. She's okay. Dark matter did take her over, so you are right about that. And yeah, we are assembling our posse as it is. Yeah, she's willing to come along with us to help out, and she will help out, for sure. Especially as we're going for some of those crystal shards in later levels. So there we go. We got our nice element, and she's going to join our picnic, and she's down there eating, I think, a piece of pie. I need... Max beta, perfect. You get that, it's a full health recover. Alright, so next stage here is 1-3, and as I mentioned, I also have on board where I need mixtures of abilities. So one thing I'm going to do is... I can get the bomb now, I need the cutter for something a bit later, but I can keep going as it is and have a good time. And also take more stuff as far as the chat's concerned about... Okay, yeah, I want to be a little varied on the powers I'm going to look at. Or take more stuff as far as elements of the series. Oh, okay, yeah, if you throw wrong, that'll happen. Actually, you know what? No, that's fine. You know, let me go back also, because this game has regenerating enemies. Actually, this entire franchise does. So as you go along that way, there you go, I can get what I need, or what I want. So you can kind of then play around with the system of mixing stuff. Like, hey, I can do other things. I can get this fire sword feasibly, or I could do other stuff as well. And, how do I get rid of this? Oh, I guess I gotta throw it. You hit up on the D-pad to put it up, and then hit B again and throw it. Enjoy more of this great music. And the atmosphere, as I mentioned, also the fact that the camera is swirling around. Because I'm like kind of going into the castle this way and just shifting as it is. One thing about this game that is worth pointing up a little bit is that it's definitely one of the slower games in the series as far as how it plays, but at the same time, I think it's kind of perfect for this, because it is a little more deliberate, but it is really great. Oh, the Flaming Sword, my favorite. Yes, this is a great piece of, I guess not equipment. Okay, it is equipment. It's like, yeah, I have the sword up, and they're just flying from the background as well, utilizing the 3D again. And you get that perspective. Well, I guess, yeah, I was going to say, let me know other, some of your favorite copy combos in this game, which this is definitely a good one. And one that's very useful. Some, admittingly, are not that useful. You only use them very specifically. That being said, you'll still have a lot of, utility for them to a degree. Also, you have one other thing. Hit down in A. You do a slide, actually. Okay, I can't get that from here. But in this case, they're just for stars. I can get those for lives, but it should be fine. Actually, that being said, though, I do want to get rid of that so I can get at least 2 cutter combos here. Because I need that to get the crystal shard here. But, alright, there you go. You can also spit it out. You can pull it out by hitting one of the buttons for that, which is any of the C buttons or L or R. Or you just keep the enemy in your mouth and spit them out. So there you go. Alright, so yeah, I do need that for down here, though. Before I go, you know what? I can go back up. Because I think there is health over there on the right, so let me go get that. Yeah, there's a sandwich. Yeah, Kirby is not discerning necessarily with what he eats. He doesn't have a case of, you know, being upset with, you know, food going bad or something. Not like Yoshi is sometimes. where you break that with double cutter and get the other crystal shard that's right there. The double lightsabers could, and we're going to see that for one of the crystal shards we need to get. And here's Adeline again, where she paints me a life. And you get that as far as the life. And we're all set, and we can keep going into the next section. But, alright, I do need to go up there, because there is a crystal shard. That's really what you want to do in these levels, mostly, is kind of search around to find them. And technically, it's optional for getting all these, but if you're going to get the final boss and get the best ending, you need to get it. Or get all, I think, 81 of them. Yeah, because there's 3 to each main stage, and then there's 1 for the boss, which is, or the main boss of the area. This is what I meant as far as the idea that, yeah, it's kind of doing 3D, because you see back there in the background that, hey, we were walking down that way before, but it's over there behind us. And I do love that utilization of 3D and 2D, and when you think about it, that's an interesting thing about, because I mentioned there are other games we're doing this on PlayStation, like, I mentioned Klonoa from Namco, which might be getting a re-release. I hope that turns out true, because that game costs a fortune. I have it on PS3, so we could show it, but I'd love to see that come back. And then Wild 9, which is by Shiny, which is a really good, underrated game. But this is coming at a time after, I think, people got over the idea that every game needs to be 3D. Because there's a period, like from 1996 to 2000, honestly, where there's a perspective that, hey, if your game is not in 3D, it's not worth anything anymore. But games like this kind of, you know, and others on other systems really got that mentality away, which is a good thing, honestly. Basically, the idea that gameplay is important, but alright, there is King DDD, who's usually the villain of this franchise. Okay, he is now, anyway, because he's got possessed again, and this is not the first time this happened to him. So we're just gonna cut him up, quite literally. Yeah, it tears through him really quickly, and just like in Kirby's Dream Land 3, he turns into, you know, being sucked up. Is this a game that can be played at an easy level? This is a game, here's the thing about this game. As you're seeing with maybe some of the elements of the graphics, it looks like something like a kid's coloring book to a certain degree. The game doesn't necessarily have a difficulty element. What does she mean? What she means, is it she, he, she? I don't know, I shouldn't assume that way. I don't know, but just let me know as far as that. What do you mean? What Dolly Fan, I think, means is the idea of what's the difficulty level of this, which is that, because sometimes we played games where we have adjustable difficulty. This game doesn't have an adjustable difficulty per se exactly. But what this game does is it starts really simple to get you into the mechanics, and a lot of the Kirby games tend to do this. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't wrong assuming that. Kirby is literally a series for beginners. Well, it can be. That's true. But the other thing about it is that, and where the perspective is that it starts you out easy. It is a series for beginners, but here's the thing about this. And this is why the series is so great, honestly. We're going to fight the boss, which is Wispy Woods, this seemingly peaceful tree. You just got to destroy his little sproutlings, and we can keep going on that. You just shoot at apples for the purpose of that. You get this great boss music. But here's the beautiful thing about this. This is a series, as you mentioned, something that kids can play, as far as, or beginners can play, as far as understanding how the mechanics work. Because there's only really 3 buttons you have to really worry about here, or 4. D-pad, A, B, and then the ability tossing thing. But yeah, in this case, it's pretty simple as far as what you do, as far as to getting into it. But the way this scales difficulty is terrific, and we've gone over that a couple times as well. And here's the next phase, by the way. His roots come out, you gotta hit him. It takes more time if you have, you know, if you don't have an ability. That's what I was wondering. It looks like it's something I could feasibly play that way. Well, I mean, if you haven't come to it, I mean, because, I don't know, have you played this game before, or any game in this franchise? If so, then it depends on the game, specifically, or the entry in it, but the idea is that, and this is what Kirby does brilliantly, as a franchise, it has mechanics that are easy to understand, but there's always a lot of hidden depth, and I mentioned with this game specifically, the ability mix with this. That's where the depth of this game comes in, and also the way it scales its difficulty, where we're gonna get to parts that are really surprisingly hard, honestly. I mean, honestly, the last boss, or one of the last bosses in this game, I had like 12, 13 lives on practice run, and I got a game over it. It's that difficult, but it prepares you well for when you get to that point. Many games seem like they might be too difficult for a beginner. To an extent, yes. See, it's funny you say that, because sometimes I've heard the opposite. The idea that, hey, games are made too easy, saying like, hey, you're gonna keep people out. And then you get Kirby doing that cute, hi, which of course, this is the first game we heard him do that, of games he was specifically in, because he was in Super Smash Bros. A year before this. But yeah, I get what you're saying, the idea that sometimes, with so many options in games, we've brought this up before, so many different ideas like how you have to play a game, it might be potentially intimidating, and you have difficulty sliders of things usually, but just the idea of, okay, something that you can kind of get into specifically, but also it will build nicely, so it is very gradual. I would say if you're going to start with something, start with Kirby's Dream on the Game Boy, if not Kirby Superstar for the Super Nintendo, which are two great games as well. And I think that's the thing about this franchise. This is something that is appropriate for kids. I mean, I'm moving around basically on a sketch pad with a crayon, but at the same time, it's also something that, and this is where we've talked about this with games for children specifically. The idea of them being easy for kids to get into, but also something that they're not going to feel like, oh, I'm being insulted necessarily for this if they're maybe older. I mean, there's some games that are for young children, stuff based on stuff like Barney the Dinosaur or Sesame Street or something like that. But something like this where it is a good primer for a lot of games like this. Alright, there's the arrow again with that, or in the desert area, which is with this also terrific music. But what it does is, I think this franchise is really great at easing you into how you have to play it, but then also challenging you enough later so that when you get to the end of the game and you're doing things to handle it later, you feel like you have a great sense of accomplishment. In a weird way, it kind of is a great growth experience for younger gamers to a certain degree, while also being something for older players to have a great time playing, just because of how much fun it is, how good it looks, how great the music is, and all these other things. I mean, in some ways, it's also teaching kids the idea of this guy's cute and cuddly thing now, which it is generally throughout, but there is some darker elements, like the dark matter stuff. So it's like, hey, it's not going to necessarily say to children, oh, we're going to, Martinize everything for you, saying, like, oh, you're not going to be able to handle this thing, as far as some of the tones. It's almost like great movies like you saw as children, like The Wizard of Oz or something like that, in a weird way that way. And also how it plays, so something you can feasibly come to it very easily to approach. And fitting that comes up as well for this game, because this game is getting a modern re-release very soon. In fact, actually, that's one thing I didn't mention when we started playing it tonight, which is, here's the other crystal shard here, and that is that this game is on Nintendo 64 as it is, but it got ported to the Wii on the Virtual Console. It's still available on the Wii, actually, surprisingly, not through Virtual Console, but on the Kirby's Dream Collection. It's on the Wii U. It's a $10 download on that for Virtual Console specifically. And it's also coming out on the Switch Online for their new expansion pack thing. We talked about that a little bit last week. This is going to be one of the games that's going to come out for it later, admittingly. It's not going to be out at the start, else you kill this thing and get the shard. And don't go in the other room, otherwise you can't come back out. But this game will be introduced to a new audience of players, people who have Nintendo Switches specifically, and are going to be buying that expansion pack thing, which I'm going to get for sure. And I think in that way, it's something that it'll let people come to this and understand exactly, I think, what I'm talking about, or what Sweetverse you're saying, as far as how it plays. It's a game for beginners, or the franchise generally is, but it eases you in and gives you more difficulty so that you feel like you really accomplished something when you reach the end of it, which you don't always get. Sometimes the idea that the difficulty games kind of stays, either it's really difficult and it's hard to maintain, or gets easier as you go along understanding it, or it stays easy and doesn't, evolve that way. This is a great game that evolves terrifically based upon that. Because something that it is pretty effortless as far as how and also the control. That's the other thing about this entire franchise. It's so terrific. The way it controls. We're trapped up here with the rising sand, by the way, but Wildy's gonna help us out. And fly out. But the idea that it just plays so terrifically, and with only a couple buttons, so there's admittedly not a whole lot you have to manage with it, but it's also something that you still feel that you have a lot of options, and that's where the ability mixing for this game comes in so terrifically. Actually, there's a crystal shard back there, but I need a specific power combo, and the other item I need for it is down here. That's the other thing. Okay, those are, Scarfies, I believe they are. They look really cute and cuddly, and this is what I'm mentioning. They get those angry, demented faces, and then they blow up if they don't kill you, specifically. So it's like, yeah, it's something for kids, but yeah, kids are going to see, like, ooh, look at that scary thing, I gotta kill him with my ability. But also the idea of Kirby being this cute character, but it's, as I mentioned to some friends of mine in college, the idea he's this great mixture of, cuteness and badassery, in the sense of, yeah, Kirby is this cute, character who is all about wanting to eat, and he has this cute, voice. But he also has, like, this big rock attached to electricity, and things are dying all around. So it's kind of a great, mix to that. Also, there are those cactus guys, which I did not know this, actually, until the other day. You can actually eat them. You can suck them up, which I did not know you could do in this game. I thought you just have to avoid them, because they're coming from the background, or you can use the slide to get out of the way, or not in that case. And I'm feeling myself get hit by that, because also this game utilizes the Rumble Pack, which I have plugged in. Which basically, anytime we have a game that uses the Rumble Pack, unless there's another reason for me not to use it, like if it needs the controller pack for saving, I've got it on board. Although it's a little less pronounced in this game than something like Star Fox, or stuff like GoldenEye or other things as well. Alright, we're going into the ruins, and we're hearing this wonderful piece of music, this nice element with, like, the, almost like the choral bells. It's terrific. Also, you gotta be careful of these falling pillars, because if they crush you, that is a one-hit kill. So you want to avoid that. But talk about the great atmosphere, the idea of hearing this great music. And then that's also what I was going back to with that as well, which is, I don't get Nintendo 64 off of this soundtrack. It doesn't sound like something that, oh yeah, it has that certain sound. It sounds kind of like its own thing and of really high quality, especially for when it came out as a late release. And one of many really good releases at the end of the Nintendo 64's life. It seemed like 2000 was like, they were like batting one out a month that was terrific. Stuff like Perfect Dark, which we've mentioned multiple times. We'll have to play that at some point on the show. This game, Banjo-Tooie. Trying to think of other games on the N64 from that year that I played like crazy, but yeah, this was definitely one of them. And it is a terrific game. Pokemon Puzzle League, that was a great game as well. Pokemon Stadium game, well, the first one at least, was 2000. But yeah, you get to enjoy this great atmosphere, and that's the other thing about this series, again, that it evolves very nicely as far as where you're going and the difficulty as well. There is also a shard down there. I gotta go get it. So, let's show off another power-up. And you know, let's show Double Needle. Boom. Double Needle, you have a lot of spiky things coming out of Kirby. We have... Let's see. Let's take a look at what we got. We have a Bee Stinger. We have a Protractor. We have a Pencil. We have a Corkscrew. We have a... what is it? A Cactus. We have a Pen. It looks like a, I don't know, a pike of some sort, and a vaccine, interestingly enough. But, yeah, so, yeah, and anytime anything hits by that, they get hurt, so, there you go. And this is where it's also playing with 3D, of the idea of, hey, I gotta get a sense of where I can go to get the Crystal Shard that's in there. There's specifically one down here at the bottom. You go down here and fall through the floor that way, and there it is. If nothing else, Dolphin, let's go back to this again as well. Because the idea of the difficulty, yeah, it is something that's easy to pick up, and also rewarding as you go along, but also something that's very, especially this one, this is a very relaxing game. And I noticed that when I was doing the test playthrough of this, just saying, I was just playing this, like, a couple times after I came home from work at the end of the week, or at the end of the day, and was doing that, I was just realizing, this is such a nice, just, relaxation game, just to be kind of going in this, you know, these varied areas, like seeing the ghosts there throwing out the fireball and just, you know, getting it. Also, by the way, when you have the needle, you get stuck in walls if you hit it next to it. But it's something that really does put you in a really calming mood, almost like a sense of zen, I gotta say that. And in some ways, this is one of the Kirby games that does that the best. Where some of the other ones, they are a little more fast-paced than this. Oh, by the way, also, don't get crushed by that, it's one to kill. But that's the benefit, I think, of this one, and I think why, you know, let's go back to that sweet verse you're saying, this is your favorite game in the series. I get it, and I completely think that that might be part of the reason as to why. I feel like I could play this at the pace isn't, and it's not too frenetic. And it's true, it's not frenetic, and unlike some of the other Kirby games, or parts of some of the Kirby games, I should say at least, there isn't a time limit on this, so feasibly it's like, you're not necessarily feeling like, oh, you're rushed. Exactly, you can kind of go where you want to on the path, and just take a look at where we're at. What are your thoughts on Kirby Right Back At You? Yeah, I wanted to bring that up because this was the Kirby game that was the newest when that show came around. And actually, let's get into that with the voice work, because there's sort of voice in this game. There's two pieces of voice work. There's Makiko Omoto, or Omoto, I should say, who voices Kirby. And then there's also Masahiro Sakurai, who does Super Smash Bros., who voices the grunts of King Dedede on the anime series, because there was an anime series, Kirby Right Back At You, which has this very jazzy, almost Louis Armstrong vocalized, you know, opening track to it. And it's kind of a mix of, like, it's an anime with CG animation on top of it. I'm kind of a little mixed on that aspect of it. It doesn't seem like, even for the time, it seemed like it blended completely. I thought it was interesting, although in my case it's also something else, because it was released for Japan, as a lot of animes are, or pretty much all of them are, But I know it was released here by 4Kids Entertainment, and there's been stuff that's been said about elements of how they'll censor stuff, and that's maybe come up on this channel before, or they've cut down elements of episodes, not even necessarily content reasons, or when it's been for really strange reasons. I'm pretty sure with Kirby that happened, and also like stuff with the voice acting that they brought in, which was a lot of the voice work, or voice people that we had in a lot of the other 4Kids shows, or dubs specifically, like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And the One Piece they did, or other stuff that I mentioned before, like Tokyo Mew Mew and Ojimaju Doremi. They had some weird choices as far as some of that stuff, particularly for King DDD, who it's, I did take his name down because I want to make sure I got this right. It was, Ted Lewis, who voiced King DDD on the show, who also voiced Tracy on Pokemon, and, he was also, apparently, Danbury in Red Dead Redemption 2, which I did not know, and, that's a great game if you've never played Red Dead Redemption 2. Definitely a different take than Kirby, but with King DDD's voice, it always, even at the time, a little bit of a weird distraction, a hilariously strange distraction in some capacities, where he sounds like Foghorn Leghorn, or I'll get into that in a second. Oh, the voice of, the main theme of Kirby, 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 that's the name you should know. Kirby, 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 that's the star of the show. And that is exactly what it sounds like. And I kept saying to myself at the time, saying, like, man, I wish Louis Armstrong, of What a Wonderful World fame was around to do that, because, like, that would be an amazing thing to be hearing. But yeah, with, King DDD, the way they voice him, the way that Ted Lewis voiced him in that show, he sounds like Foghorn Leghorn, so it's like okay, I missed the jump, by the way, he missed the jump, he cries, because he's not getting anything, but he'll be fine. But you have, King DDD, the voice he sounds like, he says literally something like, I need a monster to get that there Kirby! I was like, I don't know if I would say that would be the voice of King DDD if you're gonna ask me personally, but at the same time, like, alright, it's fine. I mean, I guess to give you my long-winded perspective of that, I thought the show was fine for what it was. I mean, admittedly, I didn't see it that much. I kind of like the idea of it, although in my case it was also a little repetitive, because you had, there's usually some weird problem going on of some sort. Kirby causing trouble. He's kind of weirdly, in a sense, seen as, like, the problem of everything, although, to be fair, the games do get into that. Kirby's Adventure, basically, he's inadvertently a villain in that game, in all honesty. So, maybe that was the perspective, but then it's also that, okay, then he meets up with, Meta Knight, who has a voice that sounds almost exactly like, Antonio Banderas, weirdly enough, who's telling him, like, oh, Kirby, you have to suck up this torch! I was like, okay, let's take care of that way. So it seems like it's kind of the same thing. Oh, okay, so the main theme of the show is sung by Mike Pollock, who we've mentioned before, who voices Dr. Eggman, Dr. Robotnik for Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, I did not know he was the one who voiced it. But, like, okay, that's interesting that way. I did not know that. Although, technically, Ted Lewis voices it as well, because they do have that line. Actually, there's that Crystal Shard piece. I don't have the power I need to get it. I need rock to get it, so I'm gonna have to come back. And so we'll do that every so often as far as that. But, okay, I did not know that. But in that, okay, actually, well, one other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get that one. So I gotta fly back here and go fight the mini-boss. But yeah, technically, yeah, Ted Lewis is in the theme as well, because they have that part of it where, the guy says, because the idea is that, I guess it's like, I guess they're kind of pulling from Looney Tunes a little bit, because you have, yeah, not least of which because the Foghorn Leghorn thing, but also because he keeps ordering this stuff from this company, NME, I believe it is, and he's like, yeah, you just need the monster to take care of Kirby, and it never works. Some of the comments mentioned that, yeah, okay. Oh, I mean, okay. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that perspective to it as well, and yeah, adding something to the show as well. Alright, so we go back here, and here's the Crystal Shard. Perfect. But yeah, I mean, I guess I did think the show was interesting, although it is something that I kept feeling, I wish there was maybe more to it as far as, some of the story structuring, although, then again, I mean, it's a weird case, because when you think about Kirby, it's not necessarily, the focus isn't necessarily on story, so maybe that's okay that way. I mean, and I do like the atmosphere, to some degree, for sure, as well. It's like this very relaxed thing. Enemy was the enemy. Oh, yeah, you're right, I forgot. So that is their perspective of, they call it NME, so it's specifically an enemy, or as Escargoon, who's the anime-only, assistant to, DD is concerned. He always says, like, that's what we do best at NME. You better get it with a money-back guarantee. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing a very good, Escargoon. He also was voiced by Ted Lewis in that show, from what I remember reading. But yeah, I thought it was okay for it. I mean, maybe it's just the idea that, like, Kirby specifically, but there are other, of the 4Kids stuff, as I mentioned, I was more into Ojimaju Doremi myself. I guess Pokemon to a certain degree. I guess with Kirby, then, it's also something that I kind of just played the game specifically more. Although, that would be an interesting idea as far as, you know, going... And this is going to be the question when Kirby and the Forgotten Land comes out. Because this is the first 3D game in the series. Are they also going to perhaps, like, go full voice acting with it? Oh, like, now for Kirby. I get the idea that they're not going to do that with Kirby. Also, you can use your abilities underwater, which is great, because they're not every game in the series you can do that, and in other ones, it's limited. But, yeah, I'll be curious to see if, like, they do something like that with that game. Although, from what I'm looking like with that one, what is with Meta Knight? As far as a character in that show, I guess the idea that... And I guess that was my question with the show, to go to that angle of it. But yeah, clarify further if you mean that way. Something different. In the series. Yeah, it's weird because in the series... Okay, yeah, you also can get your ability knocked out. Thank God you do not get it knocked out every single time you get hit by something. Which is kind of why I don't like Kirby's Adventure as much. And I really have a problem with Kirby and the Amazing Mirror for that. But with Meta Knight, and to be fair, honestly, I think the series kind of emphasized this to start the most, which was he's kind of more of an anti-hero of sorts to, or I guess kind of, he plays both sides of things. Like, he's not necessarily the villain all the time the way that King Dedede tends to be, but he's kind of helping out Kirby a little more. And in the games, they kind of emphasize the fact that, no, he has a sense of, I guess, honor to a degree. You kind of got that with Kirby's Adventure, with some of the stuff he was doing, and then especially with Superstar, where he also was kind of going the villainy side. Although, from what I understand, some of that was also a translation problem. By the way, or why is Dedede's sidekick on the show? Yeah, that I don't know. I'm going in this level because I want to get a rock ability, and I can also quickly get out of this because I want to get the other crystal shard I missed off of the last stage. Alright, that hammer will help. Yeah, you hit the start button, by the way, you can go try again, you can quit. As far as why he's Dedede's sidekick, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe to reflect the idea that he's playing both sides of things, but then again, that show specifically, I think, kind of made it the aspect that, no, he's not necessarily that evil exactly. I mean, I guess he was specifically in Kirby's Adventure to a degree, and then also in Superstar, but then they retranslated Superstar when it came out to DS, and it's like, well, they kind of emphasized the idea that maybe he's not as bad as saying. Actually, Superstar Ultra, which is the DS version of that, came out about 5 years after Right Back At You. Alright, we got that, we can go. But yeah, I guess I would say that's the reason, but I don't know if there's a specific reason. Anybody else who has fandom of Kirby who knows that, let me know in the chat. Maybe we can go into that, get a better understanding. That's kind of how I always took it myself, though. Also, by the way, I'm throwing the bomb backwards, because, yeah, that gopher thing will follow here, so I want to get rid of him. Also, because if I get hit again, I'm going to die, so I want to avoid that. And I definitely want to avoid that before I go in there, because I need a specific power-up to get one of the shards here, and if I lose the bomb, I'm going to be out of it. In fact, yeah, I'm a little nervous doing this one part without taking a hit. But I do have 10 lives, so it should be okay. Actually, I almost thought I would die there. You know what, let's try flying over this, because I have to land on that to go up there. Let us see if there's anything over here. Because usually go off to the side. Okay, there's a star. Not much. Alright, I'll try to get through without getting hit, or this part of it anyway. Yeah, he looks tired, by the way, when he gets hurt, so... There you go. Beep. Alright, yeah, the cannons here. This is why I'm nervous. Also, Eric Stewart was Meta Knight, and it was not a good idea. Okay, as I mentioned, he sounds like Antonio Banderas. Interesting enough, which, I don't know, maybe they're looking at the Zorro perspective. Maybe. I mean, I guess who would you say, if they're gonna be doing, like, the 4Kids, you know, cast people... Oh, shit! Oh, that was lucky. Okay, yeah, I got lucky getting through that. I think there is health up there somewhere. Yeah, who would you say should be voicing him, I guess, of those people, or of anyone, feasibly? I mean, I guess that's the idea of 4Kids. Usually they've had the same people voicing all the shows in different voices. You could usually tell, and that sometimes that was the fun of it, saying, like, oh yeah, I know Amy Pallant because she's Dory on Ojamajo Doremi, but she's also, Tails in Sonic X, which is also a 4Kids operation. So, and, yeah, Eric Stewart was, yeah, he was also in Pokemon. I'm trying to remember, he was, Brock, I believe, in Pokemon, wasn't he? Or am I thinking someone else? Okay, oh, perfect, there's the health. By the way, if I get crushed there, I get killed, so I don't want to do that. Actually, with the sandwich, that should help, because I do need that ability that that enemy up there has. and also showcase my ability to take the ability out of my mouth and toss it upwards. Alright. We hear this really great kind of tower music. Alright, there, I got it. Yeah, because I need the bomb and electricity combo right here. Because here's Adelaine. It's dark here, but if you have this, hit the B button, it lights up. Yeah, by the way, this is like the light bomb, and then explodes, and it shatters glass everywhere. So it's like when you drop a light bulb or something, and the filament spreads. Which is horrible to do, by the way, so don't do that, kids at home. Alright, so we're seeing a cloud, a fish, and a star. And it's different. He's the guy who played Raphael from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Or I would say the guy who played Raphael on the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. Yeah, honestly, my experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! The show and the game is pretty limited. So I don't know, I can't necessarily speak to how much I'd agree with that. But I'll take your name. I don't know his name at the top of my head. I'll put it in the YouTube video for that. Alright, but by the way, what I did there is you hit down on each of those pictures in the order that she showed them, and you get the shards. Perfect. I'll put it in the YouTube video, as I mentioned, for his name at this point, so don't you worry. I'll try to get through the rest of this and get the last shard, which actually, feasibly, I can just completely cheese this whole thing with going up here, but I believe the last shard is up here to the right. Okay, I'm dead. Alright, fine. And you get this much slower version of the Alright, but yeah, you die, and you come back here, and you're out of your ability. That's the reason why I didn't want to die before I got that other shard. You do save, it does save your shards when you die, though, so you don't have to worry about that. So another way that's very forgiving. So it's not like some other things where you have to hold it the whole way, and if you don't, you're screwed. Alright, that's the electricity. I'll check it because it's bugging me out. Okay, fair enough then. So in that case, note to self, future self, when it comes to editing this, I don't need to put his name in. Or his, her, whoever it is who voices Raphael on Yu-Gi-Oh! Although when you said Raphael, I looked at that, I was like, I thought of, Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or the TMNT show that, 4Kids had, because they had a 4Kids show. Interesting to that. Oh, shit! Right, you can get crushed as well. Okay, so yeah, that was bad. But that's what happens, by the way, if you get crushed, instant insta-kill. So, yeah, that's the other thing, as I mentioned, in the, difficulty perspective, yeah, it's not a hard game, but if you're reckless, you can get yourself hurt, and I guess it teaches kids, don't be reckless, or you get crushed to death. So I guess this game is teaching life lessons. Oh, right, boss. That's where I have to do this. It's just I'm unarmed, I have to... Okay, I can... Actually, don't... Okay, yeah, I am unarmed, I can shoot that. It's Mark Thompson. Okay. I'm trying to remember what other 4Kids stuff he's done. I'm pretty sure there were other things. Oh, okay, yeah, unfortunately I lost that. I could get the ability from him, but I was like, no, fine, let's just suck him up. Ow. Yeah, but I'll survive this. I just have to be careful a little bit. Alright, perfect. Yeah, you can kind of be a little reckless with this, but also the idea is your health is not going to recover at the end of levels, or if I end the level. So I just have to be careful, or get the items off there, or be careful grabbing onto that rope, or pole as it is, because it's electrified. Okay, now it's electrified. Alright, I was like, wait a second, where's it going? Alright, so for this case, I want to prioritize the Maxim Tomato. Or the life, okay, that's fine. That's kind of a health thing, sort of. Alright, I think we have everything here. Okay, perfect. Well, it's time for the boss here. Alright, this is Pix, but we have a long time. We have to wait before we can do anything to him. Good time to have a drink of water, although, in this case, you can't completely, you know, be totally out to lunch on this, because you gotta wait. You gotta jump off to the side when he sticks the spike out that way. Also, you're kind of waiting to a certain degree on this boss. You have to get to the top, and then he adds another crystal there that goes in a different direction. Yeah, imagine doing this boss in the boss battle mode, which we'll talk about that later. I'm not doing it, because it's insanely hard. Okay, that's the other thing. I'll go to the difficulty. I'll say this. I've been playing this game 21 years. The boss battle mode is going through every boss in the game without being armed and abilities to, the ability to get any ability at all. And I'm like, yeah, no way. Even after 21 years, I can't do it. He was also Casey Jones from the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay. Yeah, I can get that. One thing I was going to mention, I guess, since we're on the 4Kids train on this one, one thing they did do, and this was hilarious, there's like, they did like all the character voices doing the national anthem, which is very funny when you think about the fact that they're dubbing, you know, Japanese shows, and they're saying, like, hey, no, they're feasibly Americanizing it to a degree. It was funny, though, if nothing else. Alright, so here's how this works. They're color-coded, so you have to pick up the little molecules of the specific colors and spit them out at the ones of the same color, because they'll do more damage. Also, I think if you hit those molecules specifically, you get hurt, so don't do that. Oh, shit. Or if you hit the other one there, you'll be in trouble, too. Alright, so yeah, we kill the one, it goes clear like that, and you're all set. Oh. Yeah, I'm nervous about this part because there's another thing they can do. Okay, they're not doing it yet. They'll go like in a circle, so they're not doing it, so I'm glad about that. Okay, that's that one, and I think I could take him down now. Oh, no! Yeah, I think you can still hurt him with the blue. Okay, yeah, I can. It just doesn't do as much damage. Alright, one more hit. Okay, he's not doing that other attack, so that's good. Alright, never mind, I got him, so it doesn't matter. I'm really hanging on to this by the edge of my teeth, honestly. But yeah, there you go. That cuteness of Kirby in the wave makes me feel better that way. Alright, so we're in the desert, and apparently they're not like me. They didn't come prepared with water. But yeah, Kirby is not feeling so hot. Yeah, he wants water too, but he wants food, and he sees his friends as food. I was like, yeah, no, he's because usually Kirby could eat them, and that is something that the other games got into. Actually, I think the TV show got into that too. So, in that case, like, alright, fine, they're able to stop in the desert, they have snacks. Oh, right, because you could paint them food, I forgot about that, right. That's the skill of having Adeline in your posse. So yeah, anytime you go to, like, a desert or something, or someone was like, yeah, we're not gonna have water or food, just bring Adeline along, she'll paint you some. While opening up the other area, and, yeah, DDD's saying, yeah, Kirby, you're not staying here eating, let's go. And we're going to Aqua Star. This is the water area. Alright, now I know on this level I need to have ice and bomb later on, but for the time being, we're good. And another case of the idea that this appealing atmosphere, and this very relaxing atmosphere, because we're by the beach now, hearing this wonderful tropical calypso-style music, it just sounds so nice. But it is getting a little more dangerous, some of the enemies around, and also more things to hit into on the way. Or reflecting back a shot, because you can do that. But they can do the same thing to you, so be careful. Alright, so, yeah, I'll do Ice Bomb later. So basically, here's the thing about this, and I'll say this from my test playthrough as I was playing. Alright, I got 30 stars, so that's a life perfect. And that is that, for some of the things you need to have your power for specific, they usually are good in this game of giving you the powers you need to get to something, but there are times you're going to have to go back to another level, but thankfully you can use that try again thing to go out. Alright, here, by the way, here is a, I remember the name of this thing, we'll see it at the end of the game, because there's a character card for it. You jump at these, it shoots you off a direction, they're kind of like the barrels from Donkey Kong Country. And there's some areas later you can actually manipulate them yourself as far as shooting out. In this case, you're just being shot forward and seeing, I guess, the hula dancing, okay, then crash into Scarfies and get the shard down there. Oh. Yeah, in this case, also using that flight as much as I can, but as I mentioned, you're limited on it, which does make it a little more challenging. Honestly, I think in that case, that's where some of the difficulty lies with this game, because the other games you can use it infinitely. And this is the only one you can't do that in. Alright, so I need the ice. You know what, I'll show this off briefly before I go get the bomb for that. Alright, away with you. There, get that one. Yeah, we're going curling. I do love the look of that. It's sometimes kind of useful, but yeah, we're getting rid of that. Are you Nocturne ever going to finish Mega Man Legends? Yeah, at some point, I think. That's going to be a question. I don't know how that's going to work. Because I mentioned we've had concerns as far as scheduling, even before we had those two shows. And as far as that, I'll have to look into that. I've been thinking about that recently, but okay, actually, I gotta get the bomb first. Yeah, got it. Yeah, I'll have to figure out when that's gonna be. I'm not gonna be really able to give you much of a timetable on that one, but at some point, I do want to finish it. I guess if it gets really bad, I'll continue it without her, but I'd like to see if I can get that happening, but that might be more of a next year thing, only because, well, the plate is filled for the rest of this year, number one, and number two, because at that point I'm going to be having more guest appearances on the show as it is, and I can perhaps get that going. But I understand that perspective, because that was a great play we did. I mean, I know we're still not done with the game, but the 2 playthroughs that her and I did, which were that game, or the first part of that game, and also Sonic 1, Game Gear, and Genesis. Yeah, those were definitely great cases, and oh right, I picked up the health there. Because I just don't want to lose this thing, specifically. But yeah, I've been thinking about that. I will see what I can do with that in time. Also, I want to go down here because those needle things look really cute, but they'll hurt me. Oh, I'm dead. Alright, you know what? I think I gotta start this level over because I'm not going to be able to get the power up again. You know what? I'm going to do that. If I do just that and try again. Alright, so let's run through that. But yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I do have at least 2 games, or actually no, I have 3 games that are unfinished on the YouTube site. Mega Man Legends is one of them. The other one, and we're gonna finish that this month, that's Fatal Frame for PlayStation 2. And then the other one is Mystical Ninja starring Goemon for Nintendo 64. I hope I didn't make it awkward. I mentioned about Rob Smith. No, you know, I'll go into that just to in case chat you're not understanding what's going on. No, that's fine. That didn't make it awkward. It's fine. Like we're gonna learn that eventually anyway. It would have come up, so don't worry about it. The idea is that Rob Smith in that game, who voices Teasel Bon, I was not aware of this when I was doing my research. And on one hand, I'm glad you told me this, just because get a whole record. I said we're getting to the guts of gaming, even if it's ugly. It's insanely ugly. What happened with him? He was convicted of ownership of child pornography. I hate to bring that up, admittingly, but I have to mention that just to go into what that is and why that's the thing. That being said, I'm glad you told me for one other reason. One, because, alright, fine, we have to know it. B, I didn't know it. And C, because it actually makes me realize something I was not thinking, and actually her and I mentioned this as well a couple times, which is, when will Capcom decide to go back to that series, either re-releasing the other ones or not? And honestly, by knowing that, I think I understand why Capcom is so gun-shy about touching that franchise now, because they'd have to either release the game and take modern, discussions about, hey, wait a second, why is this going on? Even though, well, that wasn't that case at the time, thankfully at the time it wasn't, but unfortunately now it is. And then saying, like, well, I don't know if Capcom would be comfortable necessarily with that unless they change the voice work, which, because I remember they were making a lot of excuses for that when it came to re-releasing them on the PlayStation 3, which they then did, but I would think, okay, they're going to have to recast that role. There's no way in hell they can re-release that game again because of that. But, so in that case, I'm fine understanding that. Like, well, hey, it has to come up, And as I said, this is not, and I guess it's worth pointing out, it's ironic it's coming up on the game that feasibly kids can play, which is that I have never necessarily made it a case of saying that this is a show intended for children exactly. I mean, I'm not going to necessarily just be, adult for the sake of being adult necessarily. But hey, if it has to come up with something, it'll go with that. Or I've played games with an M rating before. We played Metal Gear Solid. Played other things that I want to get to. So I'm not going to say no, that's off limits to that. So in that case, don't worry about it. It was nothing awkward that way. I'll say this. If you're wondering why there was the situation where, like, hey, we weren't able to go the next week, like I initially said it wasn't because of that. No way. She was not put off by that at all. In fact, actually, technically, you didn't even mention that was the reason. You just said, like, oh, there's something to that. I was like, I didn't know the details. Actually, I defined it out editing. You probably saw the editing then on that video. It was like, I was like, coming off with the comments saying, like, man, I was like, I don't want to know. Maybe I shouldn't have known this later, but I was like, well, that was just me finding out then. It was like, I had to kind of correct myself and saying, like, oh, maybe it's not as icky as some other stuff. It's like, oh, abso-fucking-lutely it is. So it's like, don't worry about that. That's not a problem, but I mean, it's the elephant in the room that way, so I'll deal with that, but that's fine. So don't worry about it. That's not the reason for it. It's been scheduling stuff specifically when it comes to that, and that's the difficult thing really to that, but at some point I do think we do want to get that taken care of as far as that game, because we had a lot of fun playing it. I had a lot of fun having her playing it. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and that's kind of what that was all about. But sometimes I find that out when it comes to editing, like even with Kingdom Hearts last week. I didn't know when I was playing it, or I didn't remember off the top of my head that, hey, the person who voices Alice is the same person who is voicing her in the movie in the 50s. I was like, she was like in her 70s, I think, when that game came out, or 60s at least. And she was voicing it. So that's kind of the reason why, as I mentioned, I'll do the edits on the videos to add stuff that I didn't know, or to correct records on stuff that I say wrong, because I say stuff wrong all the time. So it's not like, oh yeah, I'm coming into this thing saying, oh, I'm doing great. By the way, this level, just to quickly go into this, actually is a remix of the music here of the first level in Kirby's Dream Land 3, which is very nice. But yeah, as I said, that's kind of the benefit of what the editing stuff is, along with giving people who aren't able to be at the show now an ability to see it. And then also, I've mentioned this maybe before, I don't know if I explicitly went into this comparison, but I'll do it now. And that is, if you've ever seen a pop-up video on VH1, they would always have these music videos they'd play, and they put all these factoids that come up, like, I remember the first one I saw, I think was of, the music video of Touch of Grey by the Grateful Dead, off of In the Dark from 1987, which is a terrific album and a terrific song, and they had these little factoids popping up as far as the music video of it, and what they did for it. I kind of see this show as a little bit of an homage to that, but for video games, in a weird way. So, in that way, that's why I do those edits on the videos. Also, like, explain stuff like, hey, I said something wrong. Like, yeah, stupid me, let me fix my mistake this way. So, in that way, that's the perspective of it. But, yeah, in that case, as I said, I've got 3 LPs that are hanging. I do need the fire rocks. Let me grab that. Boom. Alright, I heard about that from Clement's video, because he was playing the Let's Play of Misadventures of Tron Bonne. Yeah, so fair enough to that. I mean, it makes sense. I think we've kind of... I mean, now I'm thinking about it, I think... I'm trying to remember what the case of that... Well, I guess we've had to go on that, like, hey, there's people who had, you know, had passed away years ago as far as certain things. Like, we mentioned that when we did Shadow the Hedgehog with Maddie Blaustein, who was also on the Kirby anime. She was, Cook Kawasaki, which actually kind of sounded like Meowth, honestly, in that. So, that was interesting that way. It was like, yo, that's fine. I mean, I get that idea and the holistic approach. As I said, we're going into the guts of gaming on this program in every way, shape, or form, and that's kind of what it is. By the way, you did need the volcano there to go get what was over there, so yeah, there you go. As I keep going down the river and having a good time with this, and having good stuff with the discussions. But I said, I have those 3 LPs, which are Mystical Ninja, Mega Man Legends, and Fatal Frame. We're going to get back to those, so don't you worry. I will figure something to it, and I'll keep you updated as I learn more, so do not worry about it. It has been bugging me, admittingly. There's like, hey, I don't have an easy way to say, like, hey, I'm going to do it. I mean, look, I could feasibly, if you wanted to, play that game myself from where she left off. But I was like, yeah, I don't think that's right. I don't think... Because she was the one who played it for us, because she knows that game, that's her jurisdiction. So I was like, yeah, I'm holding that way. So, that'll be an absolute last resort. But I was like, I don't see that at the last resort case yet. But yeah, we're going down the river with Waddle Dee. This is one of the first areas in the game you have this. You're in a raft. In this case, we're basically in a cardboard box. You hit something like that, you get hurt. You also get those little exclamation blocks over there. You crash in, say like, hey, jump here, so you'll be set. But eventually you get to the end of the road, and you're tossed out. And you also get this. Okay, no, getting sliced. But you also get this. That is the Invincibility Lollipop. Get it? You're invincible, you run faster slightly, and everything you touch dies. Just go down the river. I do love this atmosphere of just going down the river, just the graphics and all that. And there is a shard coming up, right there. Yeah, by the waterfall. And that is the last one here, I think. Or there might be one more. Honestly, it's weird. I'm kind of forgetting where they were. And I played through this entire game a couple days ago just because I said, okay, I want to remind myself what it was all about, because I haven't played it in a long time. And I mean, when this game came out, though, I remember renting it specifically and having a great time playing it. And then I got a copy of it about a year or so after that. And I do hold this game very high as far as my favorite Kirby games. I guess to go to that then, as long as I'm going. This is also a great game to talk over that way. It's like, yeah, we'll keep going over. And be careful of spiked logs. That's the other thing. Yeah, this is a game for kiddies. I can still get myself crushed by that, and man, it's gonna hurt. But I guess as far as some of my favorite Kirby games, this is definitely one of them. I do love Kirby Superstar for Super Nintendo. That's kind of the Kirby game that made me a fan of the series. Though it's not the first one I played. The first one I played was Kirby's Dream Course for the Super Nintendo, which is kind of like a golf game of sorts. It's on Switch Online, specifically, and it's also on Wii U's Virtual Console. I thought it was pretty interesting. Actually, I do quite like that game, but it was an interesting case of my exposure the first time to this franchise, and I played Superstar in 1996, and that was where I totally fell in love with the series. That this game is great, and I was afraid, to a certain extent at the time, that people weren't paying attention to it, because it was coming out right when the Nintendo 64 was. But I guess it got enough of attention where fans of this franchise love that game, and they love the idea that the way that played and other games in the franchise later that return to that, specifically Return to Dreamland on the Wii, Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot on 3DS, and also the most recent one, Star Allies, which was the Switch game. The one that I honestly don't hold in that massively of regard because I have a big problem with how that game was released unfinished, honestly. Have you seen the Mystical Ninja anime? Funny you say that. I bought the entire series at Otakon about a year ago, or 2 years ago, I think. I was meant to get to a case of watching it because I love the Mystical Ninja game, specifically that Nintendo 64 game. Which, by the way, actually, I'll say this before I go on to that little element further. Since I had my old audio equipment for that, would you want to see me start the game over again? Because I did part 1, but would you want me to see me do it again for the first couple hours with the better audio equipment? If so, I might do that. But as far as the anime is concerned, I always wanted to see it because I like that game, as well as the one on the Super Nintendo, which I have on the Wii U, and also one that actually is a pretty rare one on the N64, Goemon's Great Adventure, which is a remake of a Famicom game, I believe. And I do have that one, too. That's a game that costs a lot of money now, but we can play that one. And it's also a 2D game, actually a lot like this one, as far as the idea, it's this shifting, perspective as you're going along on a 2D plane. But yeah, I have it, I just need to watch it. So that's my problem of me picking something up and then getting to a sense of, no, I haven't watched it yet. Alright, one thing I also want to do is on this stage, we're in the water. Okay, he blew up, that's fine. But I want to get him back, number one, because I need... That's up to you. Okay. I'll think about that, of how I want to handle that. Okay, because what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get the bomb and the cutter combo, because I need to get... For 2 of the crystal shards here, I need 2 separate combinations. I remember this was a little bit of a difficult thing in the test playthrough, but alright, he has the bomb, so I can get that, and I'll go back and get the cutter. Alright, so, up to me. Yeah, I've kind of toyed with it a little bit, but then again, it's like, well, I put the other one up on the YouTube site, but then also, I'll say one other thing, and this is another reason maybe in favor of me doing it again. Other people seeing it, aside from a few people. Okay, fine. I had Protorova on the chat on that one for the first part, but also because it's been so long since I've done it, and also because I was running off of my old system where I'm not using this nice Samsung G-Track Pro microphone, and anytime I did a mute of the audio, or like of the voice of mine, it came back and there was horrible echo. And actually, if you're wondering then why some of those early videos I cut off the very beginning of the show when it goes on the YouTube site, that's the reason why. So, for that reason, I might go to that, but as I said, I already have it from before. I mean, I think I might be able to justify that, honestly, to a degree. And also, I might be able to run it faster, because in a lot of ways, I was taking a long time at the Festival Toys Castle. By the way, I don't know, Chad, have you played any of those Mystical Ninja games? The starring Goemon that we already started on the YouTube site, The Great Adventure, The Legend of Mystical Ninja, or any of the other ones? Because, yeah, in that case, I might want to start again for that very reason. Alright, so let me toss this. Alright, because actually, there's one other thing I do need to get here. I need to get the rock. Actually, I need to go back and get the cutter. So actually, I'm going to be backtracking a little bit. We'll basically run it on the bridge so the water isn't hitting the Gordos. But yeah, I might do that because, as I said, I'm going to have to come back to that game anyway at some point. And yeah, I'll think about that. Just because maybe then it'll make more sense. Because, I mean, we'll see how it works at the end of this month. Because I'm doing, since I'm doing Fatal Frame at the end of the month, that one I'm not starting. Just the one in the N64. So that would be the starring Goemon one. Which I would think that'd probably be the one if people played it. Because Goemon's Great Adventure came out, it was late 1999, and it was a limited release. In fact, it wasn't until, I'm trying to remember, I found it at a used game store, actually, same used game store that I found my $11 copy at the time of Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut. It's now worth over $1,000 of finding. Goemon's Great Adventure doesn't cost that much, but yeah, that was that perspective. But yeah, I would think it was that one specifically if you're going to be playing one of them. But alright, so I came back to get the Cutter and Rock combo, which by the way, let me show you what this does. Yeah, you transform into the characters of Kirby's Dream Land 3, but some of them are kind of useless. Here's Kine. He's a fish. I'm in the water. I should be able to swim with him. I'm hitting buttons. You're hearing that, right? It's not doing anything. Yeah, unfortunately, Kine doesn't do anything in this game. You just hit a button and you change into one of the characters. Okay, I got Pitch, the bird. Or the tiny bird. He's the most useful one because he's able to fly and move very effectively. But there's one point in this level that you need this in order to get what you need. Alright, this is Nago the Cat. He has this triple jump. He had that in Kirby's Dream Land 3. Everything here, pretty much for that, is a reference to Kirby's Dream Land 3. And this game hopes you played it. And thankfully, in my case, I did play it, but this is probably one of the most cryptic parts of the game, really, as far as the Crystal Shards are concerned. So, yeah, you have to know what this is, or look it up in a guide, feasibly. But I will show off each of these transformations. Basically, it's random anytime you hit the B button with this thing. Alright, that's Choo Choo. He's just like, I think she's supposed to be an octopus, from what I understand. It just jumps around like that. That's all she does in this game. In Kirby's Dream Land 3, she climbs on ceilings. We'll show that when we play Kirby's Dream Land 3. There's Coo, the bird, who has better flying ability, but doesn't go as far. There's Pitch again. There's DDD again, who's gonna, you know, hammer me over to where I need to go. The one that had the hula hoop demons when you got a game over. I think that was, see, it's funny, I rarely get a game over on that game. I think it is that one. The Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon, it probably is that one. Okay, here's the easier way. It was a fully 3D game you were playing with, right? I'm pretty sure you're right. It probably is that one. But if it was fully 3D, it would be Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon. If it wasn't, it was 2D, it's Goemon's Great Adventure. That's the easy way to tell of those two. At some point, we'll do the Goemon's Great Adventure for sure, along with getting back to the other one. And I might redo it, as I said. But I'll let you know on that one, too. That's another one of those, I'll let you know. Alright, now here is the mini-boss. One thing about this one, you want to stay away. Yes, okay, it is that one then. Okay. You want to stay away and basically let the rock explosion take him out. Because when he gets killed, when he dies, the floor goes out like that, and you can feasibly miss this. So, there you go. The 3D one. Okay, so it is Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon, which is a great game, an underrated game for the 64, sure. And I got lucky getting Rick the raccoon. Now, here's how he works. In Kirby's Dream Land 3, he can climb walls. You can do that in this one, too. You gotta use that to climb up here. Although, actually, I don't think I can use that yet. I think I actually have to go up here first and just keep switching back until I get him. This is kind of random. Well, it is random. I gotta wait till I get him. Alright, yeah, just keep waiting, but yeah, okay, there we go, perfect. Yeah, basically just keep, yeah, hold left, in this case, on the wall, keep hitting A rhythmically to jump up, and you'll be all good. But yeah, that Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon game, that's the reason I did that game to start, was because that's a game I get the sense people don't remember. And it's a game that I would love to see people remember more. I'd love to see, you know, let's go into this. Sometimes we mention, what would you like to see on Switch Online? Because we're getting Nintendo 64 now. Back to the anime, do you know who voices Goemon? Okay, we'll get to this first then. No, I don't. There's probably somebody famous, tell me, enlighten me. So I'll know what to look forward to when I start watching the anime that I own the entire series of. Or is it a series or an OVA? Whatever it is, was like on a bunch of discs, like a 6-disc or 6-disc set. But yeah, I'll bet. I mean, it was I think it was AVI who released that, wasn't it? Or ADV? Oh, no, ADV. I'm thinking the video format AVI. It's like, no, it's not that. ADV released that. I'd assume they probably got a pretty good talent pool for the dub of that, I would think. Or, I guess, the dub or for the subtitle version as well. Right, we got out of that, and we can go to the beach and grab nothing. Alright, sorry, Kirby. Yeah, Kirby gets really sad when he doesn't get his food, but, yeah, he'll be alright. I mean, we got other enemies for him to eat in the next stage. And we also do not necessarily need our ability here for anything. Actually, I can just cheese this entire section, use the rock to go down. They usually go down slow by swimming. This is all underwater, so that's where we're going to be going that way. Yeah, just keep going this way as we go along. Alright, you know, let me see how I can do this as I go along under the ground. Yeah, because when you're using your abilities underwater, you use them a lot slower. That also means as far as changing into your Kirby's Dream Land 3 friends, yeah, that's an issue. Here's 2 hints. It's from an anime, and the second one, Don't Call Me Small. I'm blanking. I'm totally blanking. I'm sorry. I don't know who it is, but it probably is some... I'm gonna slap my head the minute I understand it. By the way, don't hit the falling rocks here. You're gonna get hurt. We get to hear more of these nice bells. I think this is the last level we hear that, unfortunately. But yeah, I do like hearing that. Yeah, I wish I could have Kind the fish swimming here. Because that's the idea in the other games. He's pretty useless on the ground, usually. But underwater, he's actually pretty useful that way. He swims very fast. Alright. Oh, you know, we can shoot the torpedo. Speaking of uncomfortable things, the name of that, which we're unfortunately going to get into. So actually, in that way, you know, the Rob Smith thing, makes sense you brought it up. Because, yeah, the name of that character, when we see it in the character's card thing, yeah, I don't know if people are going to talk about that when they release this. But anyway. Alright, here we go. So, the way to find the shards here, because I've been getting stabbed by Gordo, and getting killed that way. Well, I have 14 lives, it's fine. Is you have to pay attention to where the water jets are coming, and just kind of go against them in a lot of ways. I think the one here is up at the top. Alright, well, I got my life back by getting all of the, all of the stars on the way. Also, by the way, when you get the stars... When you get the crystal shards, you come back to level, you get that shard again, you get, I believe, 10 stars for your trouble. Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist. Okay. See, it's funny, I actually have not... I'm not familiar on Fullmetal Alchemist that much, but I know of it, and I know it's a shame. I should be ashamed of myself for having not watched more of it. So, yeah, I gotta start watching that show. It's another one... See, it's funny. You know, I'll go into this. We were talking movie stuff last week. It's Vince... Mignonia, I believe it is. Because it's the Italian pronunciation. Yeah, it's funny, I'll go into this, because it's another one of those, oh my god, this is a famous show from the 2000s or 90s, or however it is, that I haven't seen. Because actually, we mentioned movie stuff last week. We mentioned the Venom film that came out a couple years ago. I went to see the new one, which I actually like way better, so... Like, or, Sweet First, I got used to that. You say you like the first one, I think you'll like the second one, because I like it a lot more myself. But I also went to see the Many Saints of Newark, which is the film prequel of The Sopranos. And The Sopranos is a show I've never watched either, so I was like, yeah, those are two on my list. Like, yeah, I haven't seen Fullmetal Alchemist, and I haven't seen The Sopranos. So I was like, yeah, but now I'm coming into, like, the movie of the one, saying, like, no, how I understand that or try to. So that was kind of interesting to bring it up that way. But, alright, Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist is Goemon in that anime. So I'll look forward to seeing that, and also to filling out the thing with, Fullmetal Alchemist. Yeah, imagine my coworkers heard this. Well, they will, eventually, because they've been asking me, it's like, hey, we like One Piece a lot. And it's like, yeah, why don't you start watching? I was like, yeah, I will start watching it at some point. But, I mean, look, the Mystical Ninja thing, I don't have an excuse. I own the damn series on, Blu-ray, and I think... Yeah, I think there's a shard here, isn't there? You know, I'm gonna go around before I go outside. Ooh. And almost die. Okay, never mind, there's not, so that was a waste of time. Alright, so, yeah, but thank you for letting me know. I'll look forward to that when I get to watching it. You know, I should just start watching that, honestly. I'll just watch it in between. Or, you know, I'll probably just do it, like, in between, you know, stuff I've got to do. Oh, yeah, getting hit by the rock again. It does hurt you, by the way, so that's why I died. But as I mentioned, this is a very relaxing game, so... Honestly, I don't mind that I'm dying, but I know that this crystal shard is down at the bottom... eventually, so I gotta be careful so I don't miss it. Alright, there it is. Perfect. Also, yeah, Kirby can inhale underwater. I think this is one of the only games that you can do that. Which is strange that he's able to do that, but, yeah, whatever. Honestly, I kind of like it better just because I always hated being in that sense with the other ones to say, like, hey, I don't have a way to protect myself aside from the water gun. Alright, but I'm getting a nice piece of meat for my trouble. The one who plays Chris from Sonic X also plays the kid with the glasses in that series. In Full Alchemist or Mystical Ninja starring Goemon? Okay, before we go to the boss, this is Arco, by the way. I want to go get an ability of some sort so I can kill him easier. I forgot Kira's name. Because in Mystical Ninja, as far as the franchise, assuming that's the one you're still talking about, as far as the main characters are concerned, there's Abysamaru, who's the guy in blue, who, I don't know if he necessarily, actually, I don't think he has glasses, really. He's the one with his eyes often closed. And, Sasuke is the robot, ninja guy, and then Yai is the secret agent girl. The latter. Okay, yeah, I'll have to look at that. I'll put an edit in the video for that. You know, let's try the, yeah, let's use this. Alright, so we still got Fire Cutter, Mystical Ninja, carry the glasses. Well, I'll watch the anime, I'll get back to you as far as what that is, because I don't know if that character's even in the game. Or if it is, it's like a side character to some degree. There's a lot of those in that franchise. Alright, so, alright, fine, we're gonna take care of Arco, who, by the way, fun fact, the name of Arco is a palindrome for, orca, named for a whale. And yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, we'll, put the fire sword up and he'll run right into it. Although that's not gonna help much with the second part. Yeah, he went down really quick, but, actually, okay, you know what? No, this is gonna help a lot, because we'll be fine. Alright, perfect. Alright, so I came out very well prepared. Yeah, I have the fire sword underwater! I just realized that. That's gonna be awesome. No! Yeah, I don't want to put the sword up as well. You hit up on D-pad to do that, by the way. Alright, so that was the first part. We, took care of him. Well, actually, no, we can get our, jaws on, feasibly, on this. Okay, fine. He's a whale, not a, shark, but we'll take care of that when we hit the last blow on him. Yeah, this is the part you have next. He's going up the shaft, and you need to hit him. Or just let him run into it, I guess. Yeah, he'll shoot out the torpedoes as well. Too bad it's not Shark. Yeah, that'll be if I can get to show off, some other games that are that way. Ooh! Alright. Yeah, by the way, he'll go up like that, and he'll go in the background, so you have to go about it that way. Alright, smile, you son of a bitch! Alright, got him. Yeah, for all you Jaws fans out there. Also, don't hit the bottom of the screen, that is a death trap, so there you go. I was singing Baby Shark, and that could work too, as well. Or I was always, for some reason, I also just think of, like, Street Sharks. I didn't watch that show much growing up, but I knew of what it was. Alright, so, now I got the game doing skipping of stones, which is always a hard thing to do. You have to throw it really specific. Apparently they're, not believing in Kirby's ability, or a wave is coming. Yeah, unfortunately, he's, hit by that, but yeah, Kirby will be fine. He's faced worse, but yeah, they're, yeah, we don't want to deal with this anymore, we're going. Alright, so that is, Aqua Star. By the way, I do want to look at one thing to see what my Crystal Shard count is. Oh, I missed one. Okay, good thing I went back. Alright, I missed the second one. I gotta find out where that is. Actually, you know what? We're not gonna find out what that one is. Matt Hill was in that show. Yeah, you know what? I'll come back to this. I'll tell you why. Because then I could show off what the bad ending is without going into the, credit, or into the menu to show that. But yeah, we'll come back for that later, and we're going into Neostar now, which is kind of like a mountainish area of sorts. You also have these little, like, bugs there. You can jump through their, net there, they'll hit the ground, or I'll hit into them and die, but that's the other thing. Okay, this is this indication that the game is getting harder. It's also an indication that I'm being reckless. And to be fair, I'm bad at that when it comes to Kirby. I oftentimes get reckless. Although, in all honesty, this is not one of the Kirby games that punishes you the most for doing that. That would be, Kirby's Adventure tends to do that a lot. And especially Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Which, Kirby Amazing Mirror had this bright idea of bringing back the, you get hit and you lose your ability instantly every single time. Like, I don't know why they did that. That was a horrible decision. And you run into that game being a real pain in the ass for that very reason. But this game, thankfully, not. But yeah, sometimes I'll be reckless. It's like, well, I just want to run. Because, by the way, you can do the double tap on D-pad to start running. Ow. But, yeah, I'll tend to like to do that a lot. But probably because, look, it's probably the Sonic the Hedgehog thing. I grew up playing those games so much, or other things like, when I have an ability to run, I want to run. So I'll just do it. But sometimes you can't run specifically, and, yeah, it can get you into trouble if you are not careful. Alright, but there is the shard there, and we're all set. As you go into the jungle area, yeah, it's starting jungle, and then it kind of goes more into mountain stuff, as we'll see as we go along. Yeah, it is interesting also seeing all the food around, because the food is your health, but, yeah, there's, like, an ice cream bar. It looks like, I don't know if you're familiar with these things. The Dilly Bar from Dairy Queen. Looks a lot like that, honestly. There's like that chocolate pop thingy. Well, personally, I was never a Dilly Bar person myself, even though that was the original thing that got that chain into business specifically. Oh shit, no, no! Okay, yeah, I want to be careful of that, yeah, because there's a pit down there. I don't want to die. But yeah, you can hold on the vines this way, climb them up like ropes, and you'll be all good. Alright, I'll try to remember where the last shard is. I think it's coming up. Or, wait, no, I think it's on the boss, I think. Yeah, oh no, yeah, it is. I think I gotta kill him. Yeah, with an ability, it's no problem whatsoever. So just pull the rock out and hit him. Or not. Never mind. Okay, no, I'm thinking ahead because there's another section. For some reason, I got the sense that, oh, it's near the end. Alright, it's with the logs. Okay. Oh, no, no! Yeah, some of these will move so you can ride them across. I guess that also rationalizes the idea that you can't fly forever in this one, which... I guess, correct me, chat, if this is not right. I think this is the only Kirby game that does that. All the other ones, the flying is infinite. Yeah, and those will fall, so be careful. Oh, wait. It's at the end of one of those. Okay, let me go back. Or it's up here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, it blended in, sort of, so I just had to remember where it was. Got it. Because I missed the one, not on purpose, but I always... Honestly, if I have to go back to get more than one of these, I'm not going to be happy. So I was like, well, let's at least just miss the one and come back later. Oh, yeah, and get the Invincibility Lollipop and just go. Okay, fine, I lied. It doesn't make you run faster. I'm thinking of Kirby Superstar that does that. It just makes you invisible. Also, you can run through blocks. That's what it is. You can run through blocks, no problem. They get destroyed instantly. Alright. Also, you don't have an invincibility after effect with it the way you did in some of the other games. Alright, let's get that star. Yeah, just adds one to the total, but every little bit helps. Oh, I missed another one. Alright, fine. It's early on, so I'll go get it. See, it's funny. I practiced this game the other day. I was like, well, wait, I just want to make sure I get everything the first time through. But, yeah, so, I mean, in some ways I'm okay, I guess, with that happening, because... That's how this game sometimes operates, is the idea that, hey, I want to explore stuff. Sometimes I just want to keep running, and you sometimes will miss them. Actually, okay, this is what happened. Yeah, those little, leaf things there, you land on some of them have spikes in them. And some have nothing. One of the shards is in, one of those. I think I bypassed the one that had it. But, I mean, I guess that goes to the other thing with the backtracking, which... Honestly, I think this game is not too bad with it in the sense that, oh, you get the sense that he's gonna be killing the pace. I honestly don't think so. Alright, there we go, got it. Perfect. I do want to get the Dilly Bar, though. Or, yeah, you know what? Let the ability go. Actually, no, don't let the ability go, because there was a rock here. I need the rock and the bomb on this. So I'm gonna go get that, because I don't want to miss this one, because I think... The next level is a case where it doesn't give you the power you need. Okay, yeah, I don't want that. But that's the other thing about it. You can just kind of go around and explore to get what you need. And instantly use that try again to leave. And it does hold your ability when you get there. Alright, so there's rock. Yeah, we're gonna quit. I don't know if the bomb is in that, because I need the bomb. You know what? I'm going to go to... I'm trying to remember where I can get a bomb. Or I can get a bomb early, let me put it that way. You know what? Well, we'll take our chances. Let's go to, the second stage of Neostar. I do love this track here for the music. We're in this nice, cave here as you're going down, seeing the waterfalls going. You hear that dee 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 dee, and you have like a chorus going, like a faux chorus, and it sounds awesome. Oh yeah, that's the one time where not being able to fly infinitely hurts. All right, but we're landing in the minecart, so yeah, all of your Donkey Kong Country flashbacks are going to be coming in here. Just riding the rails with Waddle Dee. Although it's not as difficult as... Okay, there's a bomb enemy, but I can't get him. Yeah, you can't get copy abilities when you're on the tracks. But that's fine for the purpose of this. And there is a crystal shard coming up. You have to go the high path, jump right here. Yeah, it's right there. Oh, shit! What happened? I hit the rock! Okay, I've never had that happen before. Oh, and I landed down here. Okay, I was like, why can't I move? Okay, I'm kind of glad that happened. Also, kind of saying like, what happened? And we've seen this in the show before. If you watch the show, or if you're new to the show, go to the YouTube site. There's a lot of examples of weird shit happening. Ouch! Yeah, indeed. See, because here's the thing: you can, with the jump, because you can jump over this. Okay, I did it again. All right, so at least I tried that. So you have to. The thing is, you can jump onto the rocks feasibly. As long as you don't hit it, it's fine, usually. Or at least, I don't know, maybe because it was like on platforms, but... Alright, I've never seen that happen before. And I've been playing this game for 21 years. But that's the other okay, that was my mistake. I didn't jump in time. And yeah, you feel that, because I mentioned... I'll put this up. Or yeah, you're gonna feel this in just a second, or hear it. Oh, maybe a little bit. Yeah, that's the rumble pack. Yeah, that's where it jolts the most. When you hit something, it's like, yeah, you crashed into that. So yeah, I guess it is just like Donkey Kong Country. I hit that and died. My question, though, now is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get what I need for the last power-up. Oh yeah, and also be careful of those frogs, which look like, I guess they're not Kermit the Frog specifically, but yeah, they, stick their mouths out, they'll eat you, and it hurts. And they'll do that woo-woo. Okay, well, there you go. We'll show ourselves getting eaten by not Kermit the Frog. Ow! And getting shot in the face by a cannon. Yeah, that also is something that happens in Kirby. There's like, these little cannon things, and also the, not thwomp blocks with one eye on them. Actually, they call these things eye-cubed. So it's like, yeah, they're like the cube things that drop down. Yeah, but this is also where the game's getting a little harder, as I mentioned, with the difficulty, because there's a lot of things that they're throwing at you, and also the levels later on, they get a little more cramped. Not like it's claustrophobic exactly, but it's a little smaller how much room you have to operate through them. Ow. I do have as I mentioned, the music here. Like, they have the folk chorus here. It definitely is utilizing some of those aspects that the N64 had for its audio tech, so... And that way, I like it a lot. And it's just very melodic, too. It sets a great mood, as I've mentioned. Alright, there is the Spark guy. Okay. Oh, okay, that was lucky. I avoided dying by picking the enemy, pulling him out of my mouth. He's writhing, saying, let me go. Yeah, hit C up and throw him upwards. Actually, also, can you... Let me see something. Okay, you can also use D-pad and press one of the other buttons that does it. Or get sliced. And I guess I can't swallow that. Because usually, Kirby can swallow a lot of things. But in this case, I can't swallow that. Alright, I think we're gonna have to come back here because, yeah, the bomb is not in here at all, and the rock isn't in here at all. Actually, I'll probably go through other parts of this world first before we come back here. Yeah, this is where it's gonna get a little more difficult and a little more demanding, but not too bad. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get a game over on this. I will show this, yeah. Sweet First, you mentioned you love the electric cutter combo. Here it is. It is the dual lightsaber. I guess sort of the one that Darth Maul had in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And it works really nicely the same way. It just cuts through things. And also you can go through the area like that and it doesn't like catch you as you're going through. It's like, oh yeah, it's not, you're gonna get caught on the door when you go through. It's like, yeah, no, you just slice everything and everything is gonna go away really quickly. Yeah, that's nice electric after effect. Alright, but we are at the Okay, no, that is not a rock enemy. I keep thinking always it is. Even when I was doing the test playthrough, I thought, oh, can I go get that and go back? I was like, no, you can't. Because anytime you go into a mini-boss door, you can't go back from it. Alright, there's a life there. You can get that by pretty much waiting for that to come down and jumping on it right in time and getting through that quickly. Or going back the other way, which is probably the safer way. I should have done it that way. Alright, so we're out of that. But as I mentioned, we're going to have to come back. You know, let me try and get something with the card there. Or miss it. Because sometimes you pick up the card, it sometimes shows something weird. With him, he's like, oh, it's not actually counting. Alright, here we go. You know, I'll do this level, and then also in this level there is... I'll toss this. I want the rock, and I want the needle. Or actually, no, I just got rid of the needle. But as I mentioned, because this entire franchise is regenerating bad guys, you can just go off-screen a little bit, come back and get them. There we go. There is the drill. I love this. This is terrific. You just hold the B button down and drill as you go along the ground like that. And when you let go, it shoots out that way. And you do sort of need this to get one of the crystal shards here. You just press down to drill downwards, but you can't drill through the ground, even though it looks like I'm drilling through. And I believe the game does show the idea that depending upon the terrain you're in, it will color the rocks differently. Alright. Oh, or be careful about hitting the stones there as they come down. But I got this because there's that orange block there. You can sort of barely see it. Yeah, you need to use needle power to get through it. This is the one that I find easiest to get through, so that's why I got it. And this is also where the 3D perspective is getting really nice, because we're going up the mountain. We're seeing, like, the fog effects going. We're seeing the nice area I was on at the summit down there. But I was like, yeah, no, we're going up. Yeah, it's nice stuff. Alright, that was... Okay, that's rock. See, I always think that that's giving you fire for some reason. Because I think that's the only enemy in the game that has a combined power. As far as, you know, how it attacks you. Yeah, you also use that. Yeah, the drill won't stop until I think it gets to a far enough distance. Ow. Alright, trying to think where other things I should be going with this. Oh, actually, I'll go back to what we were saying a little earlier. I was alluding to, I guess because we were talking about Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon for Nintendo 64. Also, by the way, if you jump on the side of the platform like that, he'll grab his way up that way, and you can make the jump that way. We also have the flight, so yeah, it's not going to always be something you need to do. But yeah, I was saying that, hey, we have the Nintendo Switch Online stuff coming, we have Nintendo 64 stuff. I was saying thoughts to chat of games you'd want to see added, but they didn't already say they're going to add. Why also help Adeline get the picture she wants. She wants an umbrella, so you go in this room, and you break the blocks this way to give her what she needs. You just jump into them like this. But I was going to say, games I'd like to see on that Switch Online for, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Also, you can go backwards this way, and it'll reset the blocks. But yeah, so I guess if games I'd like to see on that, honestly, yeah, Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon is a game I'd love to see Konami get to if they're going to be doing stuff for that Nintendo Switch Online for Nintendo 64. I mean, we are going to get third-party representation because Tecmo Koei said, yeah, we're doing win-back for that. So I'd like to see Konami do something like that. Also, I gotta remember what the pattern is for this, because you have to bust the blocks out so it represents an umbrella, and I think I screwed it up again. But every time you do, you can just go to the other room and come back. Alright, so it's really long, and it goes off that side. You don't have to be exact, necessarily, and this is kind of a takeoff on a puzzle that Kirby's Dream Land 3 had. Which is a little, admittingly, more annoying than this. Yeah, at least don't want to get rid of the top row. I was thinking, like, oh, I'll curve it downwards, but... And you can also use that air puff when you're in the air hitting the B button, by the way. Which is how you want to do this, you know, very specifically. Actually, Amelia, this is one of the harder patterns she can give you. She can give you 3 patterns. She gives you one that's a top hat, the parasol, and I think there's another one. Let's see. And what'll happen is when you get the picture right, the crystal shard will appear in the center of it. Although, this is going to be more of a T, so I don't know if this is going to be what they're looking for. I don't remember the last time I actually did this puzzle for the umbrella. I got lucky in the test playthrough because they just were asking for the top hat. Alright, that's not going to work. Alright, so... Alright, I guess I'll curve it at the bottom. In the meantime, let me know as far as that topic of discussion with the stuff you'd like to see on Nintendo 64 side of the Nintendo Switch Online. I'd say Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon. I'd say... I guess with the rare stuff that's happening with Banjo-Kazooie, does that necessarily mean that other games of theirs are out of the picture? I mean... I don't know necessarily if they'd want to bring stuff back. I don't know if they'd necessarily say yes to Conker's Bad Fur Day, just to put that one out there. Because Nintendo was ashamed of that game pretty much from the start, despite the fact they were publishing it. And, I know Perfect Dark specifically. Back with turkey burgers. Good one to have for the fall season, especially getting towards Thanksgiving. Alright. I'm trying to do the puzzle with the, picture with, the parasol. But I think I screwed it up again. You know what? I'm gonna come back to this. We're gonna do this one again. I'm gonna let her randomize the picture again. Yeah, I'm realizing, despite my best efforts, I'm gonna have to pretty much come back to a lot of these stages. But as long as I'm doing that, let me at least get the, rock bomb, if I can. Alright, there's rock. Okay, rock cutter I show off. Also, that's the other thing. It's like, I want to show off all the combinations, but I've kind of either not been doing that, or I've just been doing it and not bringing mention to it. Alright, whoa. Also, by the way, with the rock, or the stone as they call it, you roll, and then you stop, and you're pretty much invincible. This version does something a little different. Yeah, Kirby's Rockman, he can start walking around. Not the other Rockman, the American name for, or the Japanese name for Mega Man. There's a lot of health here, though, in the alcoves, if you missed, or if you're dying at some point. What were we talking about? A lot of things, as you know, for this program, but one thing I was getting into was, I mentioned earlier the idea of, we talked about Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon. I was thinking about, what other games would you think you'd want to see for that Nintendo 64 side of the Switch Online, now that they're doing it? I was saying specifically, I'd like to see Konami do Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon, because that wouldn't be one that they would have to say, no, we can't do. And I believe the Super Nintendo one is up on the Switch Online for that side of it, I think. So that would be one to see, but it also would be the question of what other things would they bring. And there is going to be third-party support because Tecmo is releasing, what is it? Winback Covert Operations. That's the first third-party game for the Switch Online. Oh wait, I can't do this yet. I need the bomb. Okay, so you know, I do need to do something for this. Alright, let's go in here. We're in the volcano now. This liquid hot magma that is going to hurt you if you touch it, and also the rocks that'll hurt you if you touch it as well. You know, just keep going, and I do need to find an ice ability here. I know there is one, so as long as you get one of those, we should be good for one of the crystal shards I need to get here. Ow. Oh, yeah, I'm totally being completely cavalier and throwing caution out. Alright. Yeah, I think there is... Okay, there is one ice enemy here, so we should be fine. There's a sandwich, which I need to grab, speaking of eating things. Fitting for Kirby as far as that as well. Oh, no! Alright. I get to hear more of this music, which is a terrific fit for now we're inside the volcano. Yeah, Kirby goes a lot of different places, but yeah, he can always handle it, it seems. We also see some other aspects of the 3D, because even though it's not a 3D game, they're utilizing 3D for the backgrounds, and it does look really, really nice. Even now, it still looks really nice, despite the fact that they think, well, with 3D polygons, would this game look that terrific 21 years out? But I think, honestly, it's really the style that kind of helps it, and that helps with a lot of games in the series, and we'll see that when we do other Kirby games, because of the fact that a lot of them tend to have their own style. Alright, we're back with King DDD again. And we're able to use the hammer to hit things. Also, I didn't show this enough before. You hold the B button down, he'll do that twirl, and you hit the stuff out. And you can also destroy those pillars, I believe, in one shot if you do that. But you can't really do it while you're in the air unless you time it very specifically. So that's really how it is. Ooh. And he goes, ooh. And as I mentioned early on, that is Masahiro Sakurai, who makes Super Smash Bros., who voices King Dedede in this game, which is interesting because he developed Kirby to start, but he didn't develop this one. I think the last one he was involved with developing completely was Superstar. He kind of wanted to move on to different things, and I guess that might be what's going to go on with Super Smash Bros. When he unveils that new character, which is happening actually on Tuesday, I believe. So I'll be curious to see what it is. There is the rumor mill going out like crazy of who's it going to be. Is it going to be another guest appearance? There, people are saying, I guess we may as well go into this since we were playing Kingdom Hearts last week, they think they might have gone to Square Enix and said we're going to get Sora from that game, potentially for this. I don't know. There's also the thought of Waluigi, because people are saying, like, hey, he's not in the series at all, as far as playable characters, so they can bring him back, or bring him in, but, so far we don't know. I guess that's another topic for discussion. What do you want to see on Nintendo 64 for Switch Online, or feasibly Genesis as it is, since they're adding that? And then also, what do you want to see as the last character for Smash Bros. Ultimate? Okay, was I wrong in thinking that there's an ice power-up here? Which, I mean, I guess it wouldn't make sense if you're in the volcano, but you're seeing all these weird things. They're still here. Anyway, oh. Alright, well, there's the electricity. I thought I remember seeing, like, an ice thing somewhere. Okay, you know, maybe not. You know what? I'll probably have to come back for that as well. See, I wish I didn't have to backtrack a lot, but yeah, I just have kind of gotten out of that mentality specifically. So, alright, but we'll do it. We're getting all the crystal shards, so don't worry about that. Alright, there's the electricity, which is not going to do me much good, but, yeah, whatever. Alright, we'll have to come back, because here's the thing. This, divot here, you have to have something with ice connected to this. It could be an ice combo, or it could be ice itself, or ice twice. And it busts that. There's also lava underneath that, but we'll see that a little later. I'd love to see Wave Race 64... Excitebike 64, Pokemon Puzzle League, Star Soldier Vanishing Earth, Super Smash Bros., 3 of the Mario parties, or all 3 of the Mario parties, if possible, to name a few. Good selections. I think, at the very least, they could do those first 2. Wave Race, which we played, and Excitebike 64, I think they can do those. And actually, I guess the one thing to that with Wave Race is going to be how are they handling some of the stuff with the licenses in there, because there's the Kawasaki license, which they took out of the Wii Virtual Console version, but they put it back in for the Wii U's. So I don't know if they would go back again or just take the Wii U version, where they replaced the logoing of that with, I believe, logos for the DS. For Excitebike, I think they did that similarly for whatever the bike license was for the N64 game when that was on Wii U. Pokemon Puzzle League is going to be a little bit of a complicated one now I'm thinking about it, because of the fact that they have connections with the anime, which you'd think Nintendo would have connections with, but they don't completely. And also, there are elements with the movies, or well, actually with the Pokemon the first movie, because that game has music from that movie's soundtrack, modified, along with, like, the To Be a Master stuff, and I think Nintendo would have to pay license for that, which I think is also the reason why it was on Wii's Virtual Console, but not on Wii U's. So that, I'd love to see it too, for sure. But that would be the question on that one. Star Soldier Vanishing Earth, that would actually probably be one fitting, because that's, I believe Konami owns that franchise. Or Konami, or, no, it is Konami, because they're releasing the Star Soldier stuff on the Wii U's Virtual Console from the TurboGrafx 16. Smash Brothers, I think that would be an easy one. Whether Nintendo want to do that with the old, without the other ones out there, I'm like, who knows, but that would be great to show people that game, because also, Smash Brothers costs a lot of money for some insane reason. You know what, I want to get the other shards I missed. You know, Ice is here. Let's go get that here. because I can then go back and get what I need, and we can go through this a little more. Yeah, the Mario Party trilogy, yeah, because they are releasing that Mario Party Superstars, actually the end of this month, which is a collection, or it has a bunch of mini-games from all 10 of the games so far. I'd at least, here's the thing, I'll say this about Mario Party. I was actually thinking this when, I was thinking of this myself earlier this week. I do think Nintendo probably, if they're going to re-release any of them, they'll re-release Mario Party 2. They might re-release Mario Party 3, although they've never re-released that one. And considering how expensive that one can get, I'm kind of surprised that. I'll say this, though, Mario Party 1, Nintendo's never re-releasing that again. Because talk about weird elements outside of gaming for this, or things you wouldn't think. Mario Party on Nintendo 64, that first one, it technically was the subject of a product recall. Technically. Well, sort of. We'll explain that. Actually, no, I did explain this on, Mad Maestro, but the Twitch feed screwed up, and I wasn't able to emphasize it, so we can do it now. Fits perfectly. No, I don't want to lose that. Oh, crap, why I lost it? Fine. Alright, that was my fault for being cavalier, but whatever. Okay, so Mario Party 1, it's because of those games where you rotate the analog stick in them, like Paddle Battle and Tug of War, which they're bringing Tug of War back in the Mario Party Superstars. I don't know if it's playing the same way, but, yeah, you rotate that analog stick really fast, and on N64, those analog sticks, people tend to rotate them like putting your hand on the top of it to rotate. Technically, the way I tended to do it was I would put, like, my index and ring finger, or no, my index and my thumb, honestly, on it, and then have my middle finger, and then rotate it like, something like that. You're hearing me doing that. That's how the way I tended to do it. But that can hurt your hands a lot, and in fact, it hurt enough people's hands. There were enough complaints that Nintendo said, alright, fine, we're gonna give you, like, protective gloves to play with that. And then what happened is when Mario Party 2 came out in the US, there were mini-games that were analog stick controlled like that. There was, like, the Mecha Marathon that was that way. They changed it to button inputs when they released it over here. So I don't know if Nintendo would ever release that game for that very reason. Or if they do, they'd have to revamp the controls. But yeah, I don't know if they do that one. But I mean, look, I'm more going into how realistic some of these things are, which they generally are. I mean, but then again, it's like, well, hey, the fact that we're getting Banjo-Kazooie back, the thought of, would that be in a question with Microsoft? But apparently not. I mean, yeah, in that case, that would be really the question there. Although, that does open the door to other stuff with Rares if Nintendo would want to put it out. And I guess also if Rare would be willing to part with it. I mean, I guess they would. I mean, if they're... I mean, here's the thing in that case, then. We'll run into the case where, actually, except for the PlayStation systems, that would mean... Okay, I got the top hat, thank God. This is the easiest one to do. That would mean that Banjo-Kazooie is playable on every next-gen system except for the PlayStation systems, because you can play it on Xbox 360, you can play it on Xbox One, you can play it on Xbox Series S and X, and you can play it on Switch now. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think Nintendo would say, or Rare would say no, or Microsoft would say no, we're not going to let you have that, if they're letting Banjo-Kazooie happen. So, who knows? Alright, there you go. That's why that's the easiest one, because you just do that right in the middle. You just go right in. Actually, I'll tell you, of those, I never played, as far as Sega, I'd love to see Castle Illusion if possible. Actually, that one I would think sort of is possible, honestly, because of one simple reason. Okay, let me go back and get the bomb somewhere. You know what, let's go back to Aqua Star 2. Actually, I think Castle Illusion, I think they can do it, honestly, because, as I mentioned, Sega they paid the money to Disney to do that for the Genesis Mini. That wasn't that long ago. They might still have the license for that. That might still be in place. That was only about 2 years ago that came out. Oh, okay, there you go. That's, but that is the, what we're gonna need to get that thing. Yeah, that's a dynamite. You have to hit down on the D-pad, put your little, top hat on, or hard hats. You know, let me show that a little closer. And that blows up, and when it does, it pretty much encompasses the entire screen. If you're not ducked, you're gonna be hurting. But yeah, I think they could do Castle Illusion for that very reason. So that might not be out of the realm of possibility because of that. And I'd love that too because, well, okay, you probably saw me play that game on the YouTube site. That was one I did the day on the 30th anniversary of the game, so clearly I adore that game. And I played through it technically twice, so I was like, well, yeah, that's clearly a special case for me. So yeah, I'd love to see that come back for that very reason. And that's definitely a good one. That's one I'd say. I guess as far as the N64 stuff, I'd say the Mystical Ninja stuff, I'd like to see Goemon's Great Adventure, just because, I mean, people played it. Yeah, a lot of the ones you mentioned are good cases. I'd like to see some of the rare stuff, if they can, you know, get that going. And, I'm trying to think of... If I could only have one, specifically. Actually, I probably would say the Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, because honestly, that's a game I'd love people to play. Especially since they're putting both of those Zelda games up there, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. That's a great one for those, for other people to play that goes along right with those. By the way, though, just to go into one thing about that, when we play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask next year, we're, well, with Ocarina of Time, we are not going to be using the Switch Online version, because I have the gold cartridge version that has all the stuff that were taken out of the later revisions of the game. So we're going to be playing that full in its glory that way. And as far as Majora's Mask, I was talking with a crochet nerd who I work with, who's going to be on board for that playthrough. I was asking him about this, because he's the big Zelda fan. Just to give a perspective to that, he's to me, or he's to Zelda what I am to Sonic, in the sense that he knows everything about it, everything about the world, or everything Nocturne is with the Mega Man stuff, honestly, when you really think about it that way. So, in that case, I asked him point blank, I said, do you know if there's any revision differences between Majora's Mask and other versions, at least as far as the ones I can stream? Because I can't stream the 3DS version, which people tend to hate that version anyway. So that's out of the picture that way. But it would be probably either the Switch version or it would be the N64 version, which I have. I have the gold card version of that has the, like, the lenticular, cover on the cart. I don't think there's a version revision thing to that. Let me know, chat, if that's not right. And if there is, I'll probably run it that way. But yeah, we got time on those, because those aren't happening until next year. And I know Majora's Mask isn't going to be until middle of next year. At the earliest. No, I don't want to die! Because I brought this all the way, and if I die, I lose this thing. So yeah, just get the cake and get the, dilly bar. I just want to call it that. Fine. That's what it is. For the purpose of the, Kirby franchise, that's the dilly bar, brought to you by, Dairy Queen. And, some meat for, some of that. Don't ask me, okay, you're not aware of that, or you're not aware of, I guess, actually, since we haven't done Zelda yet, what is your experience with Zelda? We'll get into this when we do Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Yeah, you need to blow that up, get in there to get that, got it. But, yeah, I'm not sure necessarily to that. Okay, I need the ice for that, so I gotta go. Okay, there's ice at the beginning of this, so I can just grab that and we can go back really quickly. Alright, so bye-bye ability that way. And you know, let's show off this. One of the ones I haven't shown. That's the needle, and then we're gonna get the, ice, which is in that thing. It doesn't necessarily look like an ice enemy, but trust me, it is. I got it. Yeah, this big snowflake, you hold the, oh, no, you just hit it once. I'm thinking it's something... Oh, no, you hold it down. Hold the B button down, you turn into this, you know, spiky snowflake, hold it up there. Yeah, anything that runs into you is gonna die. Alright, we can go back and go here. I almost know nothing about Zelda. Really? Okay, that's interesting. Have you played any... What are the games of the series that you've played, if any? Because as I've mentioned... It's funny, I've mentioned the blind spots, aside from views, really. Okay, because I've mentioned my blind spots on certain things. I mentioned my blind spots on TV shows. I mentioned Fullmetal Alchemist and The Sopranos. And I guess game-wise, I mentioned Persona, where I don't have much experience with any of those. Actually, except for the Q2 on 3DS. But we'll get to Persona, don't worry. At some point we're going to do Persona. I just don't know when we're going to get to that, but at some point we'll cover it, do not worry. Because there'll be a discovery for me that way. But yeah, Zelda is not... Okay, so you haven't played many of that, but... Alright, because... It's funny, I haven't necessarily played... Okay, alright, that's sort of a lie. I've played a good amount of the Zelda games, but I came to it kind of late, to a degree, sort of. Okay, sort of. It was really the N64 ones I started with. And then Link's Awakening on Game Boy Color, which is where I ran. But at that... And I did play other ones, but honestly, I was kind of behind a lot of it. I played Link to the Past, specifically the intro. Okay. Yeah, which tends to be one that a lot of people play. And I got that one actually a lot later. Because for me, it was Ocarina of Time, it was Majora's Mask, it was Link's Awakening, it was Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. I got to Wind Waker late because I didn't have a GameCube at the time it came out. And Twilight Princess, I'd had GameCube at the time it was out. So I did play that one. And Breath of the Wild I played at the time. Skyward Sword, I didn't have a Wii at the time when that came out, and I got it later. And, Wave of the Past, eventually I did play. That was, I think, in between... Oh, crap, I'm dead. Alright, so... Oh, by the way, when you die, then, yeah. That means, DDD died for both of us. And actually, that also means I have to go back and get ice. But you know what? Screw that, we're not doing it. We're going to the boss. This is Magman. He's this magma dude over in the background here. He's gonna throw his arms feasibly out. Also, there'll be enemies that are coming in here. You can use them for fire. But in this case, just spit at them when it comes up. And also, none, don't hit the ceiling, because it's, lava. Yes, you're definitely in a more cramped area this way. He does have a couple of tricks up his sleeve. He'll throw 3 of them out, so you have to go to the one platform that does not have that coming. But yeah, and outside of that, as far as the Zelda stuff... Okay, and I played, Minish Cap on, Game Boy Advance, which is an amazing game. I'd love to show that one. That's gonna probably be my choice as far as the Zelda we do. I want to do that probably after we do the 2 N64 ones at some point. As far as when, I don't know. But I love that game. That game's awesome. And also, Link Between Worlds was on 3DS, which is terrific. But I don't have a way to stream it, sadly. And also, 2, I don't have abilities... Oh, no. 2 that I sort of have abilities to stream. Phantom Hourglass, which is on DS, and Spirit Tracks, which is also on DS, but I have... Okay, I have Spirit Tracks at least on the Wii U, so we can show that one. Alright, by the way, when you do that with all of them, he goes there, and now he's coming out into the front, and yeah, we gotta get to safe lands. Actually, this is where things are gonna get a little harder. And you have to understand how this is going, so yeah, this game has turned up the difficulty at this point. Alright, so you want to do is you want to pay attention to him and see when he goes down there, and when he goes down like that, he'll drop the Firebirds, and you want to suck him up. And the other thing you can also do, I didn't do it right, if you suck up more than one enemy at a time, you get a stronger shot. Those will penetrate enemies. Also, when he does that stand-up thing like that... Okay, there we go, perfect. Alright, that's what it looks like when you get the penetrating thing. But also, he'll do this breath. Okay, well, not yet he won't. You do 2 things. You can do the thing with the birds, you can do the things with the rocks, and he does that fire breath, which is insanely hard to avoid. But I'll show you how to work it. Stand right next to him when he does this vibration. Hit down on the D-pad to sit, as the game calls it. It's not ducking, technically. That's how you avoid it. Otherwise, you're getting hit by that. It's pretty much all-encompassing, even though it doesn't necessarily look it on the screen. Ow. Oh, right. If you get hit, yeah, you sometimes spit your stuff out, so you have to wait for the cycle. But yeah, we'll get him. At least here we'll get him. If it was doing the boss battle mode, yeah, no way. Because you have to go through the whole element of all the bosses in this game. Unarmed like this, on 1 life bar, and with no recovery items. It is probably the hardest boss rush mode of this entire franchise. Unless, chat, you can think of another one. Honestly, I would think even True Arena in Kirby Superstar Ultra isn't as hard as that one. Or this one. But alright, fine. We got the Crystal Shard. We got most of them here eventually. Or we will get most of them here eventually. But yeah, that volcano is erupting. But with the power of the crystal, we can transport ourselves out. Hey, come on, Waddle Dee. We don't want you to die here. Alright, that's how it's working. Alright, fine. He's eating his friends here. But yeah, he did it for a reason. He has to save Waddle Dee's life. I'm pretty sure Waddle Dee is grateful. Alright, here we're at Shiver Star. This is the ice planet. I know it's not Christmas yet, although, depending where you go, it might be. You know, alright, let's, yeah, we're getting a lot of ice stuff going on here. And there is one combo I do want to get specifically here. Well, actually, okay, I'm going to get this one. Fire and Ice. Yeah, when you use this, you freeze yourself, and then you, thaw yourself back out. It's not that useful, because you have... Okay, you have a short range, as showed there as it died. But outside of that, it's like, you're not going to be... Oh, look, it's Earth. Yeah, I was going to say, that's the other question. We're going to get into that on this, world, because there is, kind of a theory to this, and it's not necessarily a wrong one. Or, I don't know, have the people who made this game explicitly said... Have they explicitly said that that was the intention? Because we're going to see in the last 2 parts of this world... proof exactly what you're saying. This is Earth. But alright, let me get the Fire and Ice, which unfortunately does not become... Okay, maybe fortunately, depending on how you look at it. It does not become the second or the third Sonic Boom game. It also does not become a song from Pat Benatar, which is a damn shame. Oh, yeah, I'd say that's a damn shame. Although, if you want your Pat Benatar elements in the Nintendo game, you buy Pokemon Gen 1. Because there's this explicit reference to hit me with the best shot in that game. Not so much in this one, but yeah, I'm dying. Okay, fine. To quote Miss Benatar, I won't be taken in by fire and ice. We're getting something else. And, you know, we're getting rid of this, because I do want ice. Oh, actually, no, I need fire at some point for something anyway. It's supposed to be Earth for nuclear winter. Yeah, that is the intention of it, as far as what it's thought to, but I don't know, did they explicitly state that that's what it's supposed to be? Because I've heard that theory floated around multiple times, and it's supported by the game. It's not like, oh, they're pulling this out of nothing. It totally is. And we'll see it a couple levels from now. Yeah, I just need one... Actually, yeah, I need only one fire, but it's weird. Here's the thing about this game, I'll say this about the ability mix. When you have just one, you feel kind of naked when you don't have more than one. So, you know what, let's get another fire. Actually, this becomes the Fire Fiend. You go across the screen quite a bit of time, and, yeah, you're pretty much invincible until it goes out. Which makes me wonder, did everybody die? And, yeah, that's the thought. And we'll see that because, levels 3 and 4 here give an emphasis that maybe, especially at the factory, and we'll get to that. I think it's been confirmed, but I'm not sure. So that basically the people who made this game said that was the intention. And it would not necessarily be a completely out of left field concept. I mean, I'll say this, we'll get to this 2 levels from now. There's also the idea of maybe the thought of, like, the anti-consumerism perspective, because we had that with Katamari Damacy when we played that. You can make that argument for this game, and I never really put it together, honestly. But we'll see that in a little bit. But yeah, we'll see. And I'll also see later if we, if there was a specific confirmation from the people who made the game that that was what it was. But yeah, you can read it out, no problem. Alright, we're in the sled now. And same deal as before, just jump and try to avoid things. But what you want to do also is wait for... there's an ice mountain coming up. Right here. Jump at the top, there's the crystal shard we got. You get to enjoy this nice winter wonderland, but as you mentioned, there is something a little darker. And you know what? I'm glad it's so dark for Kirby game. Yeah, and that's what I was saying at the beginning when I was saying, here's the aspect that it's something that's, you know, cute and cuddly as far as Kirby's concerned, and he is. But always something a little darker, and as I mentioned, the Wizard of Oz parallel is not necessarily wrong here either, because... Oh shit, I'm stuck! Alright, yeah, you can somehow get stuck and get knocked backwards, but you know what, it's fine I don't have that, because I just needed to unfreeze that and we're all set. Because I gotta kill him, and when I do that, we then get... Yeah, the crystal shard is up there. You need the fire to thaw it out. But that's what I was mentioning. The Wizard of Oz parallel is not off because it's something that's appropriate for children, feasibly, but it's also something that's a lot darker, and kids might... I mean, I don't... See, that's the thing. I was not necessarily... Okay, I was not that young when this game came out. I was, like, in my late teens, honestly, when this game released. But I don't know necessarily if I've talked to people who said, oh, I played this as a kid and it made me kind of think something, or I was like, oh, yeah, it's a little darker. Actually, the closest I guess I got to that was... I remember I was babysitting children of a family friend of mine. We played the multiplayer of this. They loved the multiplayer, but we didn't touch the single player. It was like, hey, we have to have other people with this. And I will show off the minigames for the multiplayer at the end of this, so we're going to have the full record of the Kirby Crystal Shards game. So don't you worry about that. But yeah, so I don't know necessarily if, like, kids were remembering, like, oh, this is a little darker, but you're right, this is that good mix. So it's like, it's something that, as I mentioned, is appropriate for kids, but it's not necessarily talking down to children either. It's saying, like, okay, it's something a little darker, you have to read into, but you can still find it while still also being in the case where, yeah, you have Kirby being really cute, doing ice skating, and doing a triple axel, feasibly, hitting the A button. Which I do love this, and also, the way I used to play this sometimes, like, I do a jump, and I'd hit the other direction, so I kind of go in the other direction, and the only thing that's missing is, you know, all of the, like, the scoring from the judges. It's kind of funny if it's a secret PSA about pollution. Yeah, that's another way of going. And that's not... Actually, you know, let me think about that. As far as Kirby's concerned, I'm trying to think if there were other games in the series that sort of got that. I mean, to be fair, I mean, as I mentioned, this is a franchise that's not necessarily heavily story-based. Okay, yeah, you have to jump on them, otherwise the ice skates do nothing, even though they would stab them in the head. But, not the haha kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, it's a little darker, although, as I mentioned, with this franchise, you can kind of read into certain things with it. I mean, as I mentioned in Kirby's Adventure, he's kind of the villain, or Kirby's kind of the villain in it, if you really want to look at it, because Kirby is kind of aloof. He's kind of, I mean, generally speaking, the cartoon gets in that as well. He's kind of aloof in the sense that he thinks that, oh yeah, DDD's trying to do stuff with that Fountain of Dreams. It turns out he's not, and then there's the thing with the Star Rod where it gets trouble going on that way. And Kirby's kind of responsible for all of it. Yeah, you're playing the game, you're kind of causing that trouble, and you have to then clean it up. And I guess as far as the other ones, I don't necessarily know how much they've gone into some of those other deeper concepts, but as I mentioned, it's a game that's very minimalistic, but it's also something that there are some little things you can kind of read into. We're also seeing some of the darker things, like those things coming up, the enemies. Those things are annoying to avoid. But yeah, if you run and jump, you'll be alright. But we will get to that 2 levels from now, specifically. But the next level is going to be something very nice. And I do want to get rid of my power soon enough. But we're going to the clouds. And we're getting this incredible remix of the Butter Bridge theme from, actually from Kirby's Adventure, and there are other Kirby games that had it. They slow this track down compared to the other versions, where it's a lot faster. But you know what? I love the fact they slowed it down. I think it fits really well for this, and be right back? Alright, take your time, I will be here. But at the risk of maybe offending people, I think this might be the best version of this piece of music in any game in the franchise, including the original track. That's how good this is. I remember when I heard this, it was like, I don't know if I'll say completely I was at had tears in my eyes, but it's so lovely and beautiful hearing that music and also seeing the cloud atmosphere. It really gets you into it. It just sounds so great. But one thing I do want to do is I need to find the electricity as I go along, because I need the Cutter Electric to get one of the shards here. And there's also some under the clouds here, so I gotta pay attention there too. There's that witch there. We don't fight her in this game. We do in Kirby's Dream Land 3. But there is a reference we're going to have when we get to the end of the game that is not going to be necessarily lost, maybe on some people in this audience, but we'll see. But yeah, there's the one, and then there's 2. Okay, so I got the 1 cutter. I need the electric, and it is on this level, so it's not one of those cases I have to go back to another level to get. Also, you go in the clouds like that. There is air draft, or there is an air draft there, so you can jump on that and get the food. You have to kind of fight it a little bit to go get it, so keep that in mind. There's nothing down there. Get to enjoy this great atmosphere, and as Sweetverse was mentioning, the idea of the tonal element of this game and this world, because this is the world, and I've seen this theory as well. The thought is that this is supposed to be Earth, but it's been, it's uninhabited feasibly now for reasons that we'll look at in a little bit. Yeah, this is also the part where you're able to control these things. They spin around without me controlling it. You hit the A button, go up to the left like that, you get the other shard. We don't need the food, so let's go straight up. Alright, there's Bomb. Actually, I do want to show that. I don't know, I did show that off when I got the shard in the water planet. Yeah, I guess let's go to another topic that tends to come up on the show. The colors, kids, the colors. Yeah, they're beautiful in this game. And that's usually a lot of the Kirby games anyway. They're all about their bright colors. Even the new one that's coming out, the Kirby in the Forgotten Land, where it's also fitting, I guess, we're playing this one now because of the fact that that's kind of like thought to be like a post-apocalyptic take on Kirby, in the sense he's going to this area where nobody is anymore. It's like, what happened to it? And it's funny, looking at it, people were saying it sounds kind of like, I'm not sure if chat's familiar with this, Nier, which I believe is a game from, I think it's Square who releases that. I've never played it, so I don't know. But I always think of, like, Fallout or something like that. I imagine, like, the idea of, like, the thought of that Kirby game. Can you imagine the concept of Kirby, like, having the radio on, playing, like, songs from the 1940s, playing stuff like Nancy Sinatra, or playing, probably the unofficial theme of that game, for Fallout 3 at least, I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire by the Ink Spots. Yeah, that would be very interesting, and it kind of goes to the darker elements of this series. But we'll see how that goes. I mean, they're not licensing that. That's a Fallout thing. I don't think they're going to do that. But we'll see what happens with that game when it comes out next spring, I believe. Alright, here we go. There is the electric. I do need the Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I forgot. That's the wrong one. I gotta get the needle electric. Alright, so there's electric. You know what, I gotta start this level over. Yeah, unfortunately that's sometimes what happens. I forget, oh, I need this power-up, and I don't get it. Alright, but I just gotta get the needle. And it's because there's a door I gotta open with it. We get to enjoy this great music more. And the great atmosphere, and even just the way the camera's panning here. I love that shot. The idea you're going into that cannon thing in the ground, but then the camera's following you kind of in a face-first approach, and then throwing you towards the top of the screen that way. And I love just the way it presents itself. And as I said, it gives you that perspective of 3D without it being 3D. Or it's 3D with still the same mechanics of a 2D game, and I do really like that. Although, Kirby the Forgotten Land is a fully 3D game that they're bringing out, and I can't wait to see how they do that for that game, and I guess a nice celebration of the 30th anniversary of the series to do that. Because I think people have been asking for years, are you going to do a Kirby game that's 3D? It's like, yeah, Nintendo's like, no, we're doing 2D, it seems like. But, no, now they're doing it. But, as I mentioned, and I kind of alluded this a little bit when I hinted at Star Allies, Star Allies is a game that was not finished when they released it by Nintendo and HAL's own admission, and they added free content to it to kind of cover their tracks for the next 6 or so months. I hope that doesn't happen with Kirby Forgotten Land, because, I mean, that's not good. This is my favorite level. Okay, what you're seeing, or have you played this game before? Do tell if that's the case. We can go into that perspective, too. I just love the style as far as what it is, and it is actually one of my favorite levels for that reason. Unfortunately, it is the only level you hear this piece of music in, because it is probably my favorite piece of music in this soundtrack, and it is a remix of a song from another Kirby game. But it also is, as I mentioned, it's a great showcase of how good this game looks. And I mentioned that before when this game came out, because I was thinking, like, yeah, this came out, I think, about a month after Perfect Dark did, which was one of the best-looking games on that system, though it definitely is pushing it as far as tech stuff. But, I think in some ways this game is too, but more of an artistic direction that... Oh, fine, okay, Perfect Dark is an artistic game visually, too. But this is a different way that the artistic, deployment of its graphics are with this. And I just can't get enough of it. Alright, here we go. There is Needle. Perfect. That's what I need. And with that, let's take care of this Scarfy. Yeah, let's shock him. Yeah, you hit the B button when you're anywhere, and you stop for a second, and then a lightning bolt comes down and destroys whatever's there, but I still get myself, you know, hurt as well. I mean, I guess Kirby is a little bit of a, he's willing to take a hit for himself if he has to. Okay, it doesn't hurt me, but yeah, I'm getting shocked. I'm turning, you know, black like a Looney Tunes cartoon as far as, you know, being shocked. Alright, with this now, I can get that Crystal Shard that we're going to come up on, and I can deal with some enemies as we go along, because actually this is the easy way to handle them. Not those, they come out of the cloud, but they're not going to be too bad. Yeah, these things. Because they'll jump up, they'll eat you, but there's ones that come from the ceiling. And with this thing, this will make quick work of them. Alright, there's life. Yeah, I have 15 lives, we're going to be fine. By the way, if you do get a game over, you do... It is an instant game over, there are no continues, but because this game has a... Shit, no! Ah, crap, alright, I lost it. Okay, no, I can go back, so perfect. Alright, so maybe I should have went back. Alright, let me go back and get the needle again, and then the electric is over there, so I can go grab that. Alright, there's double rock, I don't want it. And yeah, it does bounce, by the way, when you just run into it like that. But it will go away eventually. Ooh. Yeah, unfortunately I got screwed over with getting myself hit with, or hit and losing my ability. But yeah, imagine, getting that happening every time you take a hit, which is what happens in Kirby's Adventure, the remake of Kirby's Adventure on Game Boy Advance, which is Nightmare in Dreamland, and the one where I think it's the most unacceptable, which is, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, which is also a Game Boy Advance game. And in the case of that one, like this game, you have to go all over the place in some cases to get an ability to get somewhere. But because you can only take one hit before it goes bouncing, you have to pretty much go through without getting hit at all. And if you do get hit, you have to rush to get your ability back before it either falls into a pit of spikes, into a pit period where you can't get it, or if you're in the water you can get hit, it's gone instantly, there's nothing you can do to get it back. And honestly, that game is Kirby at its most cheap, honestly. And honestly, if you pin me down, it's like, on the contrast, like, what's the best game in this franchise? What's the worst? I mean, they're not, it's not a bad one, but I would say probably my worst is probably that Amazing Mirror game just because of the design of it. And also Star Allies because, yeah, they released an unfinished game, and, yeah. With all due respect, we expect that of certain companies, but we don't expect that of Nintendo. I was like, yeah, they should have been ashamed of themselves for that one. And they should have been ashamed of themselves when they did that with the Mario Golf game that came out recently, the Mario Tennis game that came out this recently as well. And, I know that people are going to want to kill me for saying this, but also Animal Crossing New Horizons. Because that was also a case where it was not finished, and, they're basically trying to add extra content. They think, well, if we add it for free, that makes it okay. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe if it was EA, I'd be, okay, fine, I'll give them a little bit of credit because they're doing that. But I was like, yeah, Nintendo holds himself up as, you know, being better than that. And like, yeah, no. Not okay. And, oh, also, I think the other thing on Star Allies as well, the tech reason. Because I mentioned technical stuff with, oh shit, because I died, I can't get it. Great, alright. I should have remembered that. Let's get something. Alright, I'll get that red star. You do get a couple of extra stars off of that one. The yellow ones are worth 1. The red ones I think are worth 5, and the other ones are that. Yeah, Alright, we're gonna have to come back to a lot of these. You know what? We'll come back at the end. Because actually, we're almost at the end of this game. We have to get all the shards as it is. It's fun, yeah. Alright, let's go into what Sweet First was mentioning. He's saying the thought process, and I think it was confirmed feasibly, is that this is supposed to be Earth uninhabited. Because, yeah, we're in a shopping mall now, by the way. And the next level is going to go into that a little bit as well. And I don't think I need a special ability here. Okay, I don't. It's the next one. Actually, no, for the next one, I do want to have something. I want to have the rock, and I want to have the needle. Alright, there's a rock. I can't eat that, by the way. I just did eat that dinosaur thingy, or whatever it is. It's causing trouble for Kirby, but yeah, just fly over it and you should be okay, or fly to the side. There we go. Yeah, we're going into the elevator. Straight in the elevator. Lingerie's second floor. Alright, so we are on the second floor, feasibly, of this place. Yeah, this is supposed to be a shopping mall, but there's no one here. And it sounds so peaceful as far as the music, and the idea that looks so cute of you going up the elevators and having the clockwork element of going up. Almost like Clockwork Knight of Sega's for the Saturn. Oh, okay, there is a needle up there, so let me go get that. But, yeah, we're gonna see in the next world, or next level anyway, that it gets a little darker of the thought, like, yeah, we have a shopping mall here. I think, actually, the only other game of Kirby's that has a shopping mall in it is the one that's coming out next year. What is it? The Forgotten Lands. Alright, so I want to be careful holding on to this and not die. Because I've been not careful. That's my problem so far with this game. But yeah, like, hey, if there's a shopping mall, you think, oh, there's people here. It's like, yeah, no, there's no one here, so what's going on? I mean, admittedly, it is subtle to that perspective. Or maybe it's like WALL-E, the Pixar movie. Oh, it's a little more overt with it, specifically to some degree. And also because it's a movie, this is not. But to go back to the thing with the camera, I do like the way they're doing that, because, yeah, you're going up the floors. Yeah, the background kind of getting in the way a little bit, but it's not too bad, like, oh, you're going to be in trouble. But you do have the cannons back there that will aim left and right this way, so they are technically handling 3D that way to shoot from the background to the foreground, so be careful. Alright, so here we are in the courtyard with Bug. Just stand here with the needle and, get stabby. Alright, there's Adeline. Okay, yeah, this is, Adeline's puzzle here. She'll paint these fruits or pieces of food. There is a melon, a peach, and a pecan, I think. Alright, so here's how this works. You go in the next room, there are colors. You have to push them down. So as a color... Okay, the colors were... It's a melon, which melon's usually green. There's the peach, which for this is pink. And then the pecan, I think, is brown. Perfect. And you get it right, you get the crystal shard. There you go. And it does change when you come in here. So the colors you push down will be different. If you push down the other colors, it might give you an error or something, or you'd come in here like, yeah, you don't get anything. But yeah, I'll just push them all down. Yeah, this nice candy drop area, but as I mentioned, yeah, it's a mall where no one is. And we're running into the, I guess the killer plants in the floral shop. So it's like the plant from Little Shop of Horrors, except it's not singing. And then the furniture store, which is really dangerous because the cabinets fall down and can crush you to death. Yes, don't let that happen, otherwise it's an instant kill. And I don't want it to happen because oh, perfect. No! Ah, crap. Alright. I was like, no, I want to get that needle bomb or needle rock thing. But actually, you know what? I'll show this since I died. Because I didn't know you could do this. Yeah, you can eat the plants from the background. I didn't, when they come down, I did not know you could do that until actually I was doing the test playthrough of this the other day. But I think that is the only way you can kill them. You can't kill them with abilities. You can't kill them with spitting things at them. You have to do that. Alright, and okay, that was also something else. There's a weird glitch in this game where if you do the inhale, we hold the B button to do the inhale. If you have an enemy and they're coming towards you but get stuck on a platform, eventually the game will time out and they'll just die. So that's what happened there. That's why that was. Let's just run through here. Okay, perfect. Alright, I think I can get the needle on the next level anyway. Yeah, we're going into the aquarium now. So yeah, we're, I guess, at the pet store feasibly with these killer crabs and fish and frogs. So yeah, maybe that is the theory of this game, that yeah, something happened here and people aren't around anymore. Now I guess we're in, I don't know what this is, like, I don't know, I would say like it's a tool store or something. It was like, yeah, it's just like a factory thing, although hold that thought, because we're gonna see that coming soon. Okay, fine. I guess maybe we're in a department store like a Macy's or a JCPenney or a Boscov's or something like that. Yeah, they're selling TVs. There's nothing on. So, alright, there you go. That is the background of this. Yeah, you're going through and we're in this world, all this stuff here, but yeah, there's TVs where nothing's on, just static. Which it is potentially apocalyptic, but we don't know. Unless the people who developed this game said, no, that's what it's meaning. And now we're in the courtyard where their cannon's set up. So it's like, yeah, this is a dangerous mall, feasibly. But also, this is where the 3D perspective comes in, because the cannons are shooting there, but that's a wall. I can take cover behind that. So this game really does all it can to make it so that, yeah, we're playing 2D on track, but play around with the idea of perspective. And I do really like that. And it makes it really unique. Because actually, I think this is the only Kirby game, well, sort of, that does this. The ones on 3DS do that, to a degree. Which are Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot. Yeah, we got out of this mall, and we are set. Now another star. Actually, yeah, we are outside the mall, because there are park benches over there, and we're having our nice picnic. Oh, and I missed another one. Alright, fine. We'll just have to do cleanup of all the shards I missed. But here we go. This is where it kind of, gets into place, because, yeah, we have a factory we're going into. I think I can get the needle here. Please tell me I can get the needle here. I hear this kind of, I guess, dark piece, the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Alright, you know... Yeah, I don't think I can get the, Oh, can I get the needle here? Okay, I have the rock. Because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take the rock needle and you're supposed to shoot through these X's there to get the shard that's up there. But I'm trying to remember if... Okay, no, that's the rock. Alright, you know what? We'll come back to that because it's early in the level. But what I really need is... Outside of that... Actually, I need the Spark Cutter combo for the next one. So we'll get the one later, and we'll get the new one. But we'll go through this area with King Dedede, and be careful of the hammers there. That is a one-hit kill if I get crushed by that, so don't do that. As I mentioned, it's a game that's easy to start, but it gets a lot harder later. Especially if, like me, you're being completely reckless. Yeah, but yeah, it's getting a lot darker. It's like, yeah, what are these weird, contraptions here? Why are we seeing these hammer things are crushing you? Where were everybody at the mall? So yeah, it does go to that perspective. I think... I'm trying to remember... I might be able to put a thing to this on the YouTube site. I think I first saw that perspective of someone saying, like, this is the meaning, they think, of it being the fact that Earth is not hospitable anymore, everyone's gone, and yeah, Kirby's coming here to take care of it. I guess, sort of liberate it from the dark matter? But, yeah, we'll liberate it, don't worry. Dark matter's going down, for sure. Yeah, I get the pigs over in, like, the stasis tubes over there. Amongst other things. So yeah, it's getting a little darker, but not too dark to make it like, oh, it's going to be terrifying or something that's going to be unsettling necessarily. But it does get a little more depth. Alright, so we need cutter and I need electric. Oh. And there is an electric here. I know there is. Then also got to keep an eye on everything. I'm back. Yeah, we're talking about what you were mentioning. We went through the mall. It's uninhabited, where the televisions have nothing on. And now we're in the factory, which goes to, I think, what you're mentioning. The idea that this is Earth, you know, not habitable anymore. And there's, like, a cat in a stasis tube, too, who's crying. I mean, so, okay, it's one thing, I guess, of whatever dark matter's doing in this place. And whatever that is. Okay, there is the spark enemy. Let me go back and get that. So, whatever it is, like, alright, fine. Something happened here before, and the dark matter came and made it even worse. There we go, perfect. Toss it right up, and got it. Because I do need this for the other shard, and I'm going to come back for the other one. Because I'm realizing I'm missing a lot more of these things than I was wanting to, going through. Yeah, you need it here. You need to cut through the cage. And then kill the Firebird and go up there and get it. There we go. I don't know, I do want to hold on to that. I just fly up there and get it now. Perfect. Yeah, and this is also where it's going to get a little darker, because, yeah, we have crushing machines, or crushing ceilings that, yeah, if you're underneath that and get crushed, you're going to die. Thank God you run into a case where you don't have to crouch downwards and then let go in order to get, you know, in order to not get killed. That would be a Mega Man X6 thing, which is horrible in that game, as far as that. Yeah, we're basically in that game, what you do is you have to crouch down here, and even if you don't, if you take your hand off the crouch button, your head hits the top and you just die for some reason. Like, yeah, I don't know why that happens. And also Mega Man 8 does some, or Mega Man X8 does something similar. Oh, no! Alright, fine, that's me getting crushed, but I don't need to care right now, because I got the shard I needed. I just wanted to try to be getting through it quick, but unfortunately, no. Oh, okay. Yeah, by the way, that's the other thing. You can also jump into enemies from below, and you won't, you won't get hurt. I don't know. Oh, no, there are other Kirby games you do as well. But yeah, there is the spark again, but I do want to try and get through. Alright. Alright, yeah, don't make that rush. Yeah, you can take your time, as I mentioned before. So sometimes that helps. Yeah, just sit there. Or use the slide, which honestly I'm not using the slide that much in this game, although there's only a couple of areas. Can I make it? Okay. Oh, I just missed it. Alright. Fine, I'm not going to rush it next time. But I was like, can I make it? It's always that thought sometimes with me of, hey, I want to try and get through this as fast as I can. Can I do it? But in some cases, no, you can't. I think I could feasibly just make that, but I'm not going to try it next time. But also let you enjoy the atmosphere of this, because, yeah, this is probably, until we get to endgame, this is probably one of the more menacing pieces of music in the soundtrack. A really good piece of music, though, in terms of that, and as I mentioned, setting the atmosphere of what we got. You know, while I'm waiting here, let me take a drink of water, because, damn, I need it. Ah. I think that was one thing, yeah, Kirby will, kind of just take a rest himself if he doesn't do anything. Alright, fine, yeah, I'm not making that run again. I learned after doing the last 2 times wrong. I learned the Splatoon universe takes place in the Kirby universe. I could see, I haven't necessarily played much of Splatoon, but I think I kind of get what you're coming from. Feel free to elaborate on that a little, as far as it, because I guess, well, the thing with the town, as far as how, or the city in Splatoon, both of them, oh, and the third one, which is on the way. But I guess the idea of, like, yeah, this, yeah, I guess elaborate to me on that. Humans are extinct in this series. They are. Okay. Because I know there's, like, the Ink Boy and the Ink Girl, but I don't know... I mean, okay, they're squids. I know that, but I don't know that they necessarily said, oh, that means that everybody's gone. Yeah, and... Wait, who's... It's not Hal who makes Splatoon, is it? I don't think it is. Because if it was, that would also add more credence. Potentially, to say, like, oh, they're thinking that way. Also, we have Crusher Machines. They won't kill you on contact, but you gotta be quick so you don't get caught in the edge there and get killed. But I have to go to the edge that way to get other stuff. Vreedy confirmed that with Super Smash Brothers. Okay, so they basically said, yeah, the humans are extinct in that world. Okay, gotcha. Alright, I'm not going for the sandwich. I'm going for the shard, because that's coming up over here. I think you have to go past the Scarfies and grab it right there. Get up here quickly so you don't die. In this case, just stay put, because there's another one coming over. Okay, so then... Alright, that's an interesting case where the lore of a game, or fine, of a Nintendo game specifically, is being confirmed in the universe of itself, and also in the universe of Smash Bros. By the way, when you have the double spark thing, yeah, you can electrocute guys by doing this. How is not involved with Splatoon? Okay. Yeah, I didn't remember, so thank you for letting me know. Or confirming that perspective. Let's go get the card, what's in the manila envelope, or miss it. Alright, sorry, Kirby. Okay, let's go through what I missed. I need the fire for that. I need that. That I just passed. And then that I need. Alright, you know what? We'll go through everything, we'll clean up. That's how it'll work. We're just gonna go through the rest of the game. Yeah, I guess to go to that perspective of, you know, apocalyptic elements, here is HRH. I don't know what the HR stands for. I didn't see it. I looked online and see what they said it stood for. Yeah, still food for thought, indeedo. And that's what's interesting about this. Alright, yeah, you have to hit him when he has his helicopter blade arms that way. Or wait till he shoots the missiles out and pick him up. Or pick him up in your mouth and spit it to him when he does this. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not going to be in good shape. This is actually kind of one of the hardest bosses of the main ones. Also, because this is oh, that still hurts you, okay. Alright, that's fine. Alright, let's do it the old-fashioned way. We're going unarmed. You have to hit those blades very specifically. And you have to wait for those missiles to come down and avoid the ones that blow up. I think the other thing you can also do, technically, is... Oh, I missed. And that sometimes happens, too. Perfect, alright. So at least I got two of them, so I can hit him that way. Also, the laser. Yeah, basically this is what you're going to be doing if you're going through the boss battle mode or doing this unarmed. Or sometimes you run out of time and don't get it. Yeah, and you're right. Also, here's the other thing, is yeah, the city background. I don't think I actually really kind of stopped to take notice of that before, but there you go. It stands for Human Robot Hunter. Yeah, and I guess then, because we have the second form of this, to technically name it something different, it's HRE, we're going to see in a little bit. So, Human Robot Eradicator? Yeah, okay. Maybe so. See, I'm surprised I haven't found anything to say what that stands for. I'd have thought, like, 21 years out, I would have heard something. Or, who knows, maybe they'll say something on Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Or maybe they'll do like they're doing with Metroid Dread, which is out next week, I believe. Where they have, like, files outside of the game to kind of explain what's happening. Or some of the other perspectives of the lore. Alright, we got him. First part, but... yeah, let me at least get that for the time being, because, as I mentioned, we have HRE coming up. Yeah, he's this one. Yeah, this is where things get a little darker, because he got scissors for hands. So, yeah, it's like an even darker take on something like Edward Scissorhands, or me having to suck up the, I guess, off the head of the missile. I'm trying, what's the other... There's a horror movie I know that has, like, a killer with scissors in it. I know there's a movie called Scissors from the 90s. I don't think it's that one. But I'm like, yeah, there's another... Oh, no, it's probably Nightmare on Elm Street. This does that. Yeah, see, I wish I had, the Great Shoe Nerd on the show already before we did Majora's Mask, because he'd probably know exactly what it is, because he's a big horror person. I mean, I am too, but it's like, well, I don't have quite the knowledge he does, so it works that way. Alright. Yeah, just keep doing this, and just avoid the scissors, avoid the missiles. Okay, jump on the missile that way. Kirby is not that much of a, you know, badass being able to do missile surfing. Although there probably is a case where he could do it, or there's a game he's done it, perhaps. If there is a game he's done that, let me know, chat, and I'll, put it that. But yeah, he's done. Oh, that was close. Yeah, you could feasibly still die to that when he does that, you know, scissor cut. Let me tell you, there's nothing more frustrating than getting to the end of this boss, getting the last hit, and then dying right before you get that, crystal shard. Alright, we got him. Now let's see what happens to, potentially, Earth. Yeah, Ribbon doesn't care, because, like, yeah, that's Ripple Star, that's where she came from. It's being consumed by the darkness, so yeah. Yeah, they don't care about Earth, so yeah, that probably goes to that as well. It's like, yeah, Kirby and friends are saying, like, fine, yeah, let Earth, fend for themselves, but I guess he's, you know, falling in the snow that way. And having to be carried off. Alright, so we are entering endgame, sort of. We have Ripple Star. This is the last main world of the game. But I have to do cleanup on the crystal shards that I missed. But for this one thing I do need to do is I need to find a bomb and a needle. Actually, this is a case where it's kind of repeating a level, sort of. This is kind of the same as the very first level of the game, except the layout's a little different. I mean, the music's the same. But yeah, I guess they kind of copy-paste the music. Well, they kept mine. The music's the same for this as the first level. But even, like, the layout's kind of the same. It's actually pretty easy. In fact, the shards are in the same places, generally speaking. With one exception. And we'll get to that a little bit later, because I need to find a bomb. I mean, even down to the fact we've got the Maxim Tomato before the house. Although, in this case, instead of the one enemy we have the, Buzzsaw. Yeah, with the... Okay, they're not completely in the same place. Yeah, you get the, shard from killing the boss here. Alright, but... Yeah, when I find bomb, because there is bomb here, I think. I hope. Because we need the combo of this. Alright, there's ice, which you don't need. There's fire, which you don't need. Okay, bomb's right there. Except it's right there in a tough place to get him, so I kind of don't want to kill him right away. I want to kill the other enemies in the direction so I can get over here and get it, because it's a tight fit to get in there. Oh, shit! Okay, well, okay, that's fine. That's better. As long as I don't lose the needle, that's all I care about. Just go backwards, let the enemies come back, and then go get them. Alright, so I timed it right, I just didn't... Oh! Okay, better, perfect. I put it back in my mouth. There we go. So this is Bomb, Needle. You turn into a Bomb Gordo. And shoot the missiles out, or the needles out. You need that to get under here to get this. There you go. You can also move around a little bit, but not for long until it explodes. Boom. Oh, and I guess you can... I was gonna say you can still stick in the wall, but apparently not. Alright, never mind. Let's go. And that wasn't quite what I was going for, but I'll take it. Alright, so here's the next stage. We need Spark Cutter for this one, for the ability. This is where it's getting a little darker also, because we're going into... over there. Actually, wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the last level. Actually, you know what? Well, actually, technically you don't need Spark Cutter, but I found it easier to use to get to this, because it's something in the ground, so I want to try and find Cutter if I can, or something that can hit into the ground effectively. Actually, no, I didn't show this. Yeah, what happens with that one is he rubs the mirror over his head, and now he's on fire. Alright, where is something I can use? Actually, no. It's Spark. I don't know. Actually, no, that'll work. I mean, this is probably the best ability in the game. Actually, no. Oh, no, I need Spark for this. I keep thinking I could use Needle, but no, I can't. Yeah, this is the best ability combo in the game, if you ask me. The Rock Spark. Yeah, we could use this. And I can do that because it's right at the beginning of the level. Have you thought of doing Twisted Metal? I don't have any of them, but yeah, I would definitely want to do one of those. Which one would you want to see first? There would be a little bit of a copyright case on Twisted Metal Black, but I can turn the music down for that one. But yeah, which one would you want to see? And I do have PS3, I can do... Well, again, turning the music down, the licensed music in that one, I could do that PS3 version, because I hear it's amazing. Although it is disappointing I can't play the music in that, because they have a lot of really great, like, grunge, you know, metal stuff on the soundtrack. They have stuff like Rob Zombie, they have Sammy Hagar, they have other stuff on there as well, but again, licensed case, I can't play it. But yeah, whatever Twisted Metal you'd think you'd want to see done for this channel, let me know, because I feasibly have access to all of them, because there's the 5 on PlayStation, there's Black on PlayStation 2, there's the PS2 port of Head On, which is the PSP game. Uh-oh. Oh no, I'm going the other direction. And then there's the PS3 one. The original. Okay. Yeah, that would be a good case, and hey, it fits with the show, because that's the oldest in the franchise, and tends to be considered one of the best ones, honestly. Because I've mentioned, I think it was when we did Star Fox 64 I brought that up, Single Track was not developing that franchise forever. They only did the first two, and then they did the Small Brawl game, and they also did Rogue Trip, which was not with Sony. It was a take on that, but it was something else. But it was 989 Studios who did the other ones, and people said, oh yeah, the 989 stuff is not very good. And actually, that's been a franchise that's been dormant for a while. That PS3 edition, from what I understand, it didn't necessarily sell that well, despite the fact that I heard it was great. So, yeah. Actually, wait, no, I just recognized something else. No, I'm not Noda, no, we're not doing Twisted Metal, but I also need to grab the cutter. Actually, that was the reason why I wanted cutter in the first place, because, or as far as along with the spark, because you need spark for that first one, but you need cutter for the next one. And I need to find where... Yeah, I don't need that now. I need to find where the shard is, because it's hidden down here. I do remember that. Unless I already passed it in the water. Okay, no, I didn't. I just go over to the side, because it's hidden in the side. Yeah, it's over here. Yeah, I definitely would want to do actually, it is on the PSN store for PlayStation 3. And I don't know off the top of my head how expensive it is on PS1 itself. Yeah, we can do that, absolutely. And you're not the first person who's asked me for Twisted Metal. It was actually Protorova who was mentioning that, and also was mentioning another game that is by the same people, which was a game that he mentioned to me he grew up playing, which was Critical Depth. And we mentioned that when we did Star Fox 64. I'm Sweet Verse this month because of the reference to Sweet Tooth. Yeah, I saw that, and at first I thought, wait a minute, that looks like Joker from The Dark Knight. But it's like, wait, no, it's not. Okay, perfect. So yeah, Twisted Metal. All right, yeah, because Twisted Metal, or the clown character from Twisted Metal. So yeah, if you have a thing about clowns, that's going to be potentially a creepy thing for you. But all right, sure, absolutely. All right, I get it now. I didn't recognize, but now you're mentioning it, like, yeah, you're right. I mean, maybe it's from one of the different games. Or, no, you're saying it's from the first one. So, okay, maybe it's like character art from the first one specifically. Because, honestly, my experience with Twisted Metal is pretty limited. And again, maybe it comes back to the fact that I didn't have PlayStation for a while. But, yeah, the only one I played is Black on PS2. I liked it. Oh, I thought it was insanely fast. Maybe too fast for its own good. But at the same time, it's like, it's a good game still. I mean, I definitely liked how smooth it is. It's running a full 60 FPS on PS2 in 2001. Like, that's impressive. Alright, there's Needle. Perfect, because I need Fire Needle for this. Oh, shit. Alright. Is this... Crap, it's rock. I didn't want that. Okay, maybe I could still get Fire and Needle as I go along. Yeah, this level is pretty much an enemy gauntlet before we get to the final boss. Or, fine, the, not quite final boss. If you watch the Lost Angels Twisted Metal 1, watch them, they're hilarious. I know that, Head-On, the PS2 port of Head-On, had stuff from the cut sequel to Black. That's not the same thing, is it? Or is that just something that they said, hey, they had it? Oh, shit, no. There was Fire Guy, and I missed him. Alright, that's fine. As long as Needle, we're good. I'll get Fire a little later. I'll definitely take a look at that for sure. I'll also definitely take a look at Metal Sonic vs. Zero. I didn't get a chance to look at that, but since we're doing the Sonic game next week, it'll fit to go into it. Yeah, that's pretty much what this level is. It's pretty much just going down the doors, going up the stairs, and going to the next level. Yeah, alright, here we go. I need Needle for this, or I need Fire for this. Because I need to hit the sun on the ground there, and the shard is underneath that. But I don't remember if they give me Fire here. Okay, there's Cutter. They're not the same thing. Okay. Alright, there it is. Perfect. Okay, they do have you the last two. So yeah, hit the target, and there you go. Got it. Actually, I guess to that, would you say the first one is your favorite, or are there other entries of that series you'd also recommend as far as which one you think is best? We'll do the first one probably, just because, you know, I guess we can make that work for, you know, continuity's sake, saying we'll start from the beginning. But yeah, what are the other ones you'd recommend that are worth the money? I do really want to get that PS3 game, because it's also really cheap on PS3. And I've realized, apparently, stuff on PS3 costs more than I would have thought it does. Honestly, so it's one of those, if I can get something affordable feasibly, that also can help. Because honestly, I still haven't bought anything physical on PS3 since I bought it. I only have Metal Gear Solid 4 as far as that. Everything else was the digital stuff. I mean, mainly that's the reason I bought it, but still. I want to get disc stuff for that system. On top of that. Oh. Alright, there we go. Those Gordos, and there's life. I definitely want to get this, because I'm going to need every one of these I can have for the next boss. Oh, not for this. I meant for the next level, I should say. The next level's a boss, and it's insanely hard. I only played the one from PS3. Okay. Did you like it? Would you suggest me play it? Because I've heard it's awesome. Even people who I know not huge on Twisted Metal Black, surprisingly. I guess, well, sort of surprisingly. I even saying it's maybe too fast. Said they really liked what that PS3 game was like. I guess I'm kind of surprised it didn't sell better. But I heard it was terrific, still. Okay, no, I did show that one. I was thinking, like, hey, did I show the electric ice? It's like, yeah, at the beginning of the game I did. Like, yeah, don't run out too quickly. Sometimes it happens. Alright, yeah, there's the dark matter cloud up there. It is only for show right now, because I can't get hurt by touching it. Alright, here we go. I think I could recommend it. Okay. I mean, I was gonna probably look at it at some point anyway, so at least have some kind of a backing to that. Alright, here's the not final boss, but I got all the stuff for it. I liked it. Yeah, I've heard it's great, so I'll take that into account. Alright. If you don't get all the crystal shards like I didn't yet, this is your last boss. This is this is Miracle Matter. This boss is insanely difficult if you're reckless like I am, because when I did test playthrough on this, I had 14 lives here, I get a game over. Because here's how it works. You can only hit him with the ability that he has on screen right there. Here it's electric. So what you have to do is you have to either have the ability out, suck up the enemies he has and get it, or just pick it up and shoot it at him, because you can't hit the other forms with another ability that doesn't match the color they got. So in this case, it's Needle. So I can do that now, and stab him with a corkscrew. It's like I'm opening a bottle of wine. But yeah, this is the cutter deal, so it's not going to be of much use, so I have to kind of get rid of it. And honestly, ability mixing only gets you so far here, because if you destroy one of them too quickly, it's like, oh yeah, it goes away, and then you can't use it anymore. There's no reason to use it anymore. Oh yeah, and then the bomb, which is always hard to avoid because you have the little blobs here, and they split into pieces, and sometimes they can go in the ceiling, and you don't have a whole lot of time necessarily to hit. And yeah, I just missed it. Oh, yeah, that was my fault. I ran into the fire. This is actually one of the easier ones, so yeah, that shouldn't have been happening. Yeah, try doing boss battle mode with this thing. And also, in boss battle mode for this, they turn off... Because here's the thing, I can swallow that, get the ability. They turn that off in the boss battle mode. You can't... The abilities don't work. Yeah, basically the best advice I can give you is be patient and not go nuts. And understand the patterns. I do love the music here, though. Very, you know, great sense of finality, even though it's not quite finality. Alright, I'm getting stabbed, but that's fine. I just hope I don't end up losing 14 lives on this. But that's also why I did a practice run. I was saying, even when I first played this game, this boss took me a long time. It's not insanely difficult, but it's also something that you do have to bring your A game to it. After starting you off easy, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, this game now expects that, yeah, you've put this time into it, you understand how every mechanic works, and now it's time to test your skills. Ow. And that's one thing that makes it good, but it is difficult. In fact, it's actually probably harder than the actual final boss, for that very reason. Alright, yeah, okay, I did get that. Actually, honestly, one of the easiest ones to avoid is the needle. Or get is the needle. You just do that, just spit it into him. And it is random which form that comes out unless you destroy other ones, in which case it'll just play the ones that you have to destroy still. There's bomb, there's that, and there's bomb. Yeah, so I could feasibly use bomb and mix it with something, although I don't want to do that here because the electric bomb thing is not going to be much use. And this is probably going to be good because I can then get this and just... Or... Okay, never mind. I guess... Okay, got him. Yeah, when he does an explosion like that, it means you've gotten rid of that form. Yeah, this is actually probably the hardest to avoid. And when you when the bubble hits you, it's gone. So yeah, you lose your ability to hit him. I got him. Thank God that one's gone. Actually, the ice is probably the easiest because it's not too hard to avoid getting hit. Or not too hard to not get hit, I should say. Just kind of stay at the side and it won't hurt you, usually. Alright, there's the rock. I could... You know what? I kind of just want to hold the ice thing in my mouth and not take it out until the ice thing comes back up. Perfect. There you go, okay, that worked. Oh, there's the electric, which is also hard because he shows that laser out. It bounces off of him and he shoots a third one. Uh-oh. No! Ah, crap. Yeah, this is where the fall is happening, feasibly, but already I get the sense I'm doing better at it than I'm doing the test playthrough. Oh. Yeah, that was just me hitting the B button, and I got too close to hitting them, and it was bad for me. Actually, yeah, this one's pretty helpful. So, yeah, needle, electric... Let me try and get this. Oh, shit. Alright, fine. I'm not going to be able to get that, but... Actually, no. Actually, I never really tried the rock electric, which is the best one. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. Not that it's going to help now, because it's gone, but... Yeah, by the way, that does show what happens there. It's like, yeah, it just goes bling, and it doesn't do anything. You know, feasibly, I could just stand here. That's the other thing you can feasibly just wait. Until you get something that hits it. Perfect. Alright, there you go. Alright, got him. And you know what? I think I kind of want to wait till rock comes up again, because I can handle the cutter, no problem. It's actually one of the easiest ones to take out. You just wait for him to go in those directions and wait till he hits the ground, saw him through, and jump over him. And Needle just stay in this area. Yeah, just don't move. I'm just not gonna move. You see, sometimes you also run in this case of, hey, I need to wait to do something. And also, I guess it's not really helping me much because it's just going to help me get rid of the stone. I mean, if I don't get it again soon, I might just say screw it. Alright, you know what? We're going to do that. Yeah, burn it. Oh, yeah, okay, that's also random how many times he'll shoot out the fire. Sometimes he'll do it a lot, but other times he won't do it very much at all. Uh-oh. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I want to get rid of that bomb one as soon as I can. Yeah, the ice is not going to be used, so yeah, get rid of this. Yeah, I was like, it's the easiest thing to say about the bomb is just pay attention when it stops and then get in between where the bubbles are to avoid it. Alright, gone. Perfect. Alright, there's Rock again. I just would have had to wait this long to use it again, but yeah, it's fine. That's sometimes the idea of, like, hey, if you want to, like, go run this game really fast. Because I've seen this game apparently run in, like, about an hour. Feasibly. So this is going to be a little longer than that. This is probably going to be about, I guess, 4, given everything we got to do, going back for the shards. Alright, so there goes Ice Bomb. Ice is gone. Actually, you know what? There we go. Let it go. Curl our way to victory. Alright, it worked. Well, sort of. Alright, there's a cutter, which is perfect. I can handle this with no problem. You can just jump over it, pretty much, and then just shoot out afterwards. Okay. Alright, what's left? Okay, fire. Actually, I think I got rid of the hardest one. It's just the fire and the rock left. So actually, yeah, it's gonna be a big improvement from when I did the test playthrough on this. Unless I'm, you know, stupid, so let's try not to do that. Okay, got a needle. Alright, perfect. This is gonna be no issue. Yeah, yeah, just throw it upwards. Perfect. And cutter. Alright. Yeah, just gotta hit him one more time, and we got this. But this part of it, anyway. Alright, 3 attempts. Way better than when I played it before. So, alright, Miracle Matter is dead. And actually, I'm kind of glad I didn't get all the shards to start, because here's the cutscene we're gonna get. So, Miracle Matter is gone. The cloud is lifting over Ripple Star. There goes Dark Matter away. And a nice fireworks show. And there's Ribbon, again, with the Queen. They don't name the Queen. I call her Queen Ripple myself. Yeah, with that, we're going. Yeah, now we have a new friend in Ribbon who I don't think we see again until Star Allies. Unless that's not correct, chat, let me know. But we're going back to Pop Star with our work done. Except, yeah, that eye there. Yeah, that's the case there. Oh, we're getting the credits. Can I skip the credits? Okay, no, I can't. Alright, so we're getting the credits. We're not done with this game yet, though, despite the credits. We have to get the rest of the Crystal Shards out so we can take care of Queen Ripple, because she's still possessed by Dark Matter, so that's the indication that, no, you got more to do. And if I had gotten all the Crystal Shards, we wouldn't see that. But when we do see that, I'm trying to remember. Chat, remind me if this is the case. Do I have to beat Miracle Matter again after I get them all? Because we're going to go get the rest of them. And that's going to be the rest of the playthrough, and then we're also going to do the thing with the cards, and then also minigames. But yeah, that is the game to start. That is the credits we're seeing of everything that's going on. I'll wait for my final thoughts later for the purpose of this, because we're going to have to take care of it. There is Makiko Omoto and Masahiro Sakurai, as far as the voice work of this. But yeah, I mean, I definitely do like this game a lot, I guess, as a set, just to give a perspective. I mean, clearly, if we're going to be playing this. But yeah, we're not completely done. In the meantime, I can have a nice drink of my water this way. Actually, I'll say one other thing, which is oh, no, I think not. Okay. I just don't want to do it again, necessarily, if I don't have to. It's been a while since I've done it that way. In fact, when I did the test playthrough, I made sure I got everything before I went to Miracle Matter. Alright, there you go. So we're back to title screen, and yeah, there's the indication. We have 94%, so we have to go through and get the rest of the stuff we missed, or I missed. So let me see. I got everything on Pop Star, I believe. Yep, I did. Rockstar, I missed. Okay, and Rockstar, we're good. Aqua Star, I know this is where I missed. I missed the second one there, which doesn't need a power-up. Okay, so it's just this one. So just gonna go through each level again until we get there. In the meantime, I guess chat, let me get shot in the back with a torpedo. And, Kirby will handle it, don't worry. He can, he'll survive. I guess let me know what other things are on your mind with this game, or anything with Kirby, or anything else gaming that is of interest to you. as we keep going. It is the second one I'm missing. The only game I know where you can change the HUD. Yeah, we can show that as well. I didn't show that. See, it's funny. When I played this game, I didn't necessarily do that. Also, I am at a little bit of a disadvantage because when we completed the game, it reset my lives. So all those 9 lives I have are gone. But yeah, you can change the HUD of the screen. We'll show that. I definitely will give a perspective of how that's going to work. So basically, what we're seeing down there on the screen, you can change the color of it. You can change the layout of it. I think it's also the only game in this franchise that lets you do that as well. It's a little thing, admittingly, but that's the thing about Kirby that I think makes it so special to a lot of people, and to me as well, I think. It's all these little things that it does, and all these unique elements about how it presents itself, and the aura it gives, that just makes it so nice. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is the second one. I think I could just keep going as it was and go to the right. I'm trying to remember specifically where it is. Ow. Yeah, at this point, I'm just being completely crazy. Oh, okay, I know where I missed it now. Actually, this is exactly where I missed it in my test playthrough as well, because it kind of blended in. It's right here. Yeah, it's right down there, and yeah, you can maybe see why I forgot about it. Because, yeah, the purple kind of blends in, and you need to be... Oh, I missed it again, and... Hold on, can I swim my way back? Okay, I guess not. You know what, I'll tell you how we make this easy. Go somewhere I can get rock, and bring rock there. That's right here, perfect. Yeah, I'll get myself get hurt, fine, no problem. Actually, I had the power I needed to when we first did this, because I had Rock Cutter. Yeah, just go down, just sink to the bottom of the lake. Well, like the rock I am. Actually, that's the easy way to get it. In fact, that's how I got it in my test playthrough as well. I was like, oh, I have the rock coming in here. Let's just use it. Okay, perfect. So at this point, I'm just going to swim over everything, because I can do that. Oh, shit! What was that? What did I get hit by? Oh, falling rock. Okay. I didn't even see it was up there. I was like, okay, so yeah, the game is not, you know, gonna let me completely cheese the thing. In fact, I guess that's the idea of this one, is that, no, you still... Because they limit the flight, and I can't be at the top of the screen because stuff starts to fall from it. So, yeah. Alright, but this time I definitely want to be careful with the Gordos, because I only have 1 hit point left. Or try and find where food is, because I know there's food here. Yeah, just stars. Also, I don't think that the rock will protect you from the Gordos, so that's the other thing I'm a little concerned about. Alright. As long as I don't get myself killed on the way over there, I should be fine. You know, I'm just gonna take it easy. I'm gonna be the rock man walking down. Uh-oh. Alright, that's... Oh, I can walk up the hill. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, see, I just want to be careful not to get hit. And there are spikes down there, I believe, as well, so I have to be careful of that. Yeah, just taking it nice and slow. Alright, there we go. Just go over there. Got it. Perfect. Oh, okay, and when, by the way, when you do get it, you can quit, and there's no problem. The game does not say, oh, you didn't get it. Yeah, it does count the third one. Perfect. Alright, so let's go to Neostar. I know I missed... I need the ice. Right, so let's go get ice. Ice was at the start of... Oh, no, ice is at the start of the fourth one. That's... our third one. Third level here. Also, I want to try and see if I can't show off an ice combo I haven't yet. Okay, not that one. Go away, double rock. Or say screw it and just get that one. And also, because I don't want to lose this right away, let's go back to the first level, because there's a Max Tomato there. Because that's the other thing feasibly to that, because, as I said, when you leave a level, yeah, you still have the health you had when you came out, or when you left it. So I have nothing, so if I get hit again, I'm dead, so... You can keep going back to other places. Actually, did I show the ice cutter? I mean, it could be anything as far as ice. That, you know, let me do that. Oh, let me go get the Max Tomato, and then I'll go get it. Or in that case, it's fine. Oh, yeah, I did. It's the ice skating, right? I forgot about that. Now, I'll also show this off. Yeah, you do the slide, you can kill enemies with it, but yeah, you gotta be close to them. There we go. Oh, no! I thought I was gonna get hit by that. Yeah, this is a sight. Yeah, I'm skating in the nice spring area. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Actually, yeah, you know, that'll work. Let's go skating in a volcano. I just need to get to that room and have the skate, or have ice of some sort, and we're all set. Actually, I do love kind of playing with the ice skate, honestly, just in general, because, like, yeah, I just can go through the level, just keep going and try to avoid things and not get myself hurt. And I guess this is the first element of figure skating we've had on a game that we've played. And I guess as far as that, outside of that, well, I guess we'll get that in February, because one game we're playing in February is Nago Winter Olympics 98 from Konami, which is also a Nintendo 64 game, which has speed skating in it. So at that point, we'll get our skating going on in that game, too. In the meantime, we're doing... But, yeah, you can't do it in a volcano in that one. Ow. Okay, man, I thought I lost it. Okay, I didn't lose it. Alright. Just fly right over them. Yeah, I don't want to touch them. They're fine. Honestly, I don't think I have a whole lot more after this, because this is the last one that I have for Neostar, and then Shiver Star, I think there's, like, a couple I'm missing. Alright, let's go, DDD. And actually, let me go back to this, I guess, with DDD, because I didn't mention this. This is the first time you can play as him in anything. Because he was always the villain, usually, in the other games. But in this one, he's teaming up with Kirby to stop Dark Matter. And in this case, yeah, this is the first time you have the hammer you can use with him, specifically. I mean, he has it to start, but, yeah, this is the first time you control it. And it wouldn't be until, I guess it was Smash Brothers Brawl, where he was introduced, that then you could do that again. Oh, no, that's not true. Because I think there was something in, what was it? Not Amazing Mirror, the other one, Nightmare in Dreamland. I think there's something with Nightmare in Dreamland for that. At least I think there was. I know Nightmare in Dreamland had that Meta Nightmare mode, which is amazing. Especially in the DS remake of Kirby Superstar. That Meta Nightmare Ultra is terrific. That's the one thing I'm disappointed well, that's one reason I'm disappointed I can't show off the DS version, just because that part of the game is so awesome. You know, maybe when we do... Actually, I guess to that, I'll put this question in chat then. When we do Kirby's Adventure, do you want to see the NES version, in which case I'd be using the Switch for that? Or would you want to see the remake, which is on Game Boy Advance, which I can get for the Virtual Console and Wii U to play that. And at that point, we could show Meta Nightmare off through that, or at least that version of it. Just let me know as far as that. And also, I guess, well... Oh, stop! Yeah, I stopped right at the edge. I didn't want to fall into the lava. Ow. Yeah, in this case, also having this means that I could destroy those flies coming across really easily. Just jump into them and they're gone. Yeah. Again, this is definitely a sight, and I do like being able to do that. Pretty much, I'm just skating through this entire thing. Oh yeah, okay, now I'm not. Yeah, it is in this next room, so you're all set. You just bust this with anything ice. Perfect. There you go. And I got hit by the fire, but I don't care. Alright, so that's that. We're all set with Neostar. Now we gotta do Shiver Star, which is... Okay, I need Drill Needle for that. Or Rock Needle, I should say. That I needed... Oh, okay, I just missed that one. That was under the ice flow. Although, actually, you know, thinking of being able to go quickly... Oh, yeah, stop this. Yeah, I'm gonna get the 2, fire. Or, okay, there's bomb again, but I don't want... Well... No, it was Fire Rock. Yeah, it's not gonna be much use to me. Oh yeah, I'm really tempted fate here by just jumping that way. Oh! Oh, okay, jumping below him didn't work. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, I just want to get through this part of it as quick as I can. Alright, so let's get the 2 fires. I just was like, hey, let me just do something. Alright, there's Needle. Actually, no, the Needle Fire's not gonna help me. I don't think I can get the rock here. See, I can. Never mind. But yeah, you know, let's do that then. Let's get rock needle and we can just drill our way across. Or to go into anime logic, since we're talking about it, we have a drill that pierces the heavens. That one I do remember with good old Gurren Lagann. Which I don't think had any games based on it that we got at least. So that's a sad case. Alright, here we go. Yeah, the penguin is, you saw but drill, is like, yeah, you don't want to be anywhere near that, but yeah, he's dead now. Yeah, that's the other thing, as I mentioned, Kirby is this cute character, but yeah, I can kill things with my, repertoire, and, yeah, they're all so innocent, so it makes you feel maybe a little bad about it, but it's like, oh no, it's fine, it's still appropriate for kids. We're not going M-rated with this franchise. Yeah, I hinted the thought of, like, maybe they'll do something like Fallout 3 for that new Kirby game with being apocalyptic, but like, yeah, they're not doing that. Alright, so I think we should be almost there. I just have to get where the ice is. Actually, I can also get a lot of lives going through here. Because I can get the Crystal Shards again. Yeah, not too much more to say, although, yeah, you can kind of go backwards a lot, specifically. Oh, yeah, that hit that side of the mountain. I don't think there's any cases where you can fall to your deaths in any of these. You just get hurt badly, feasibly. Or you take a point of damage each time you get hit. Alright, so yeah, let's just drill the Iceman. Alright, so yeah, yeah, it's here. Yeah, this is, again, the one I forgot when I did the test playthrough as well. You have to go down into the water. It will not freeze, thankfully. I could also drill really slowly down there. And it's on the furthest right over here. Ow. Yeah, it is... Actually, maybe I do have to go down that one. Okay, never mind. No, I don't. Ow. Okay, so yeah, to go through here, and then on the other side, it's at the end. And there was invisible food. I drill down very slow underwater. Alright. Alright, so let's go, and yeah, I'm gonna actually do this one first, because this is right at the beginning of the level. The one for, the sky is at the end of it, so I want to at least just do this one right now. Let's drill our way down. I hit the Gordo, but yeah, I gotta be a little careful not to die. But there is some food down there, so I can grab that too. Ow. Yeah, those bullets, by the way, will eventually stop in midair, but yeah, sometimes I was looking at that saying, wait a second, no, it's not going to. Alright, so that's that. We're out of the factory, and... Okay, we have 2 more. Alright, this is, I guess, at the beginning, because there's only, it's the one. So, you know, let's do this, and then we'll do the last one. I guess fitting we end with the nice Butterbridge music before we, go to the last boss. Oh, right, I think it's up here. Okay, no, alright, I remember where it is now. I think. It's up on one of the platforms as it go along. Okay, not that one. Alright, there's food up there. I remember it's... Yeah, I think it's on one of the alcoves over here. It's on one on the left, I think, when I go up here. Ow, no. Well, it's at least right at the beginning, so I don't care. Yeah, it's up here to the left. There we go. Yeah, I just ran past it. Okay, so that's what happened. Alright, that's fine. Let's send that off. And lastly... Going back to the clouds. Get to hear this great Butterbridge remix again. Yeah, as I mentioned, I planned the show, I swear to God, so we get to listen to this again for a nice upbeat element of happiness before going to the darkness of taking care of dark matter for good. Unfortunately, this is at the end of the level, so I have to go through the whole thing again. And I gotta get... Okay, yeah, I can go. I just need to find health, which I know there is in the clouds or in the air drafts. And I need needle and electric. And for the time being, I just use the bombs. By the way, okay, I didn't show what the bomb is. Yeah, you shoot out missiles. They will seek on to stuff. But not always as much as you'd like. Yeah, at least they'll die, so there you go. Okay, I'm gonna grab the other one just so I can at least have another life when I get to, final boss. Alright. Oh yeah, the food is right here, perfect. Oh shit! Alright, that's one way to recover health. Dying. I was like, alright, I fell too far. Okay, so now at least I don't have to deal with the health problems, so let's get going. Okay, at least I got the life back. Yeah, at this point I'm just gonna keep running, which is, as I mentioned, this is sometimes how I like to play this game, but it's also a case of, yeah, if you do that, sometimes you can get yourself into trouble. Alright, so let's go straight up this time. Or, fine, I'll go to the right. Actually, wait a minute, is there... I think there might have been a life in one of these, so let me see. Okay, there's not to the... Let's see, there might be to the left. And you know what, at least I could show off each of these directions. Because I didn't show that off the first time I was here. Okay, there isn't, never mind. Alright, thankfully the needle and the spark are on this level, so I don't have to worry about, you know, having to go somewhere else to get it. And actually, honestly, this is also the last time we're really going to be using abilities in this game at all. As we'll see when we get to the end of it. There's Needle. Yeah, they look so cute, but then they do that, you know, stabby thing. And it's like, yeah, it's not pleasant when you get stabbed that way. Which again goes to the idea of how, you know, deceptively cute this game is. It's like, yeah, so, or fine, deceptively innocent. It's like, yeah, this isn't with that cute character there, but it's like, yeah, they're gonna try and have the one eye and, you know, chomp on me. Yeah, but Kirby comes out with just his, you know, crazy stuff. Like, yeah, I'm stabbing these guys with a spike. Alright. But at full health, and with this, we should be set. Oh, almost full health. Ow. Okay, at first I was like, wait, what did I get hit by? I realized, oh, those cloud things. Oh, no! Oh, crap. Okay, that's fine. You know what? I can go back and get it. But I need to get the electric wherever it is. It is here, I know that. Wait, where is it? I thought I saw it. Did I off screen or something? Alright, okay, I guess I have to go back now just to find that. Yeah, that's why those things are annoying, because they'll just come out of... Okay, he jumped in, that's why, alright. Like, where did he go? It's like, alright, fine, he just went away. Yeah, unfortunately I have to go back to the last screen to get the needle. Yeah, unfortunately this is sometimes what happens, but I mean, it's not that big a deal, necessarily, unless I'm getting myself hurt this way. In fact, you know what? Yeah, and also there are no checkpoints on levels, by the way, although, generally speaking, you're not going to need them. But in my case, I certainly do. Okay, alright, actually, that's not true. There are checkpoints if you die, you start back at this section. But there aren't checkpoints as far as being able to quickly transport back to anywhere else. Alright, so go back here and get the needle, and then we set. Yeah, at this point now, I'm kind of in that mood. Like, yeah, no, everything needs to die now. Not because I'm frustrated necessarily, but it's like, okay, I can just get my aggression out, and the game allows me to do that. While hearing this wonderfully cheery music. So, yeah. Talk about your dissonant elements, but it's wonderful. Alright, here we go. Now I just have to be careful going back and not go crazy on the boss. Yeah, just keep using this. Every minute I'm walking, pretty much just pull that out. And that's also what I meant when I said this is a great game to kind of relax with. Relaxing as far as the atmosphere of it, but also relaxing in the sense of, yeah, if I'm feeling that mood, I can just kill everything. And it's all so cute as well. It's like the cutest killing I think we've ever had on this show so far. Yeah, kill those things. Yeah, that makes it all worthwhile. Yeah, they're eating me so much. Yeah, no, they're not anymore. They're not. Oh, no! Yeah, sometimes those things will come out of the clouds and you can't see them, so that's the concern. But yeah, since I don't have any way to recover health before I get to the boss, or even at the boss, I don't want to fail that again. I don't want to get into a case of that, so I'll be really careful with that boss. Like, I was close. I thought I was going to die from that. There we go. Alright, so here we go. Now to kill this thing. Quick, get out of the way. No! Ah, shit. Now I have to start the whole damn level over again. Alright, fine. Fortunately, that's the frustrating thing. And okay, this can be frustrating sometimes for that reason, but now, in all honesty, I have only myself to blame. Alright, but at least this will elongate the playthrough a little longer, and then we'll get to, you know, the stuff when we'll be done. Yeah, I'm sorry if it's getting repetitive that way, but, yeah, unfortunately, that's sometimes how it goes. Alright, I can afford to take that hit also because of the food. So that's the other thing. I'll make sure to pick up every piece of food I can. And also get this so that I can have more lives. Alright, there we go. And to be fair, the game is pretty good as far as giving you a lot of things for it. So you're not going to be going back in levels that much. It's just that when you have to do it, it's like, okay, you have to be careful. And in my case, I'm not being careful. Damn, that sucked. Yeah, I know that I got to the end. I tried. I really tried. But, like, I mean, and to be fair, like, as I said, it's more my fault. It's not, and to be fair, let's go into that then, while I'm making the trek back. I honestly don't think with this one that I'm blaming the game for, because there's some Kirby games I will do that with, and Kirby's Adventure actually is one of them. And Amazing Mirror is another one. So, in this case, this game is very fair with it, so I can't necessarily say, like, oh yeah, the game screwed me out. I just was thinking, oh, I could handle this, but I couldn't. So, oh shit, no! Okay, that's fine because I died here, so I can come back, and I'll be okay. I mean, if it happened to the boss, it'd be worse because I couldn't go back. Yeah, that's the other thing. When you get into the inhale state, you can't get out of it if you're falling, so that's where you gotta be a little careful. There we go. Just stand there and get him. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, I think we'll be fine this time. I just have to... I'll be very, 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 very careful on the way over. Because I think it was more than anything that. The fact I only had one hit going on that boss. And the next area doesn't have any food in it. But actually, every other area here does. So, there you go. Actually, that's the other thing also I guess to show. When you do, like, that rotation, why I'm doing that. When I'm jumping and doing the rotation with that, it'll catch things in it and they'll kind of be stuck to it before they then die. So they get to look in your face or they be stuck to this, ball of death before they, breathe their last breath. Yeah, I'm getting sadistic that way, but as I said, this game lets you do that, and that's probably the reason why, as I mentioned, it's something that's appropriate for kids, feasibly, but also something that, hey, adults can like, because they can get kind of dark on it if they feel like they want to. Alright, so far I'm doing way better. Okay, yeah, there's always that second one, or third one, that comes out of the cloud like that. Oh, no! God. Alright, fine. So I have... Okay, I lied then. There is food there. So I have to go get it one more time. Yeah, unfortunately, that's also what happens. But again, imagine if this was Kirby Amazing Mirror, where that happens every time you take a hit. Well, he just jumped in there. He didn't want to be involved either. He does... See, I guess he was more willing to be killed by getting eaten by that thing than by, being eaten by me. Let's try that again. Actually, yeah, they weren't jumping out of the way that much on the test playthrough. Alright, come on. I'll go get the food again, and then I'll go back and get that, because that should be enough distance, I think. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, so unfortunately I have to go back one more time. I'll just take it really, really slow, which is what I was doing for some things, but alright, fine. Yeah, guaranteed victory this time. We have to do this. I can't be stuck here. Yeah, unfortunately I have to trek my way back, and then we will get to that. Yeah, it is ironic, I guess, the fact that I'm saying I love this music so much. I get to hear it probably more than any other time of it because I'm going through this as it is. Alright. Or at least Needle is right here after Scarfy over here. Alright, so stand here. Got it. Alright. Alright, last time we're gonna do this. This is the only one I gotta get left, honestly. Alright. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Hold on, because there is an item over here. Okay, it's a star. Because that's the other thing the fees you can do. You just kind of explore around and find certain things. At first I thought maybe there's food over there, but alas, no. Alright. Yeah, at this point I'm basically just looking for those blue cloud, or those blue things coming out of the clouds like that. There you go. That gives you a sense that, oh, they're there. Just stand right next to that and... Well, okay, let them do that, and nowhere too. Oh, no. This is also what I meant would be cramped. No! I got it. Okay, they come in 3. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna be walking slow. I'm not losing this again. I was gonna wait till they go. There you go. Alright, here we go. And also, he does get stunned, by the way, when you hit him, so... There we go. Got it. Finally. Actually, you know what? That's the end of the level, so you know what? Let's go through and get a life. Finally. Alright. Okay, fine. I got health. That'll do. Yeah, I deserve an ice cream after that. Alright, fine. We're done, and... Okay. Oh. I guess I do have to kill him again. Alright. So I have to kill this thing again. Alright. Honestly, though, I'm kind of okay with it. Alright, perfect. Ow. Stop it. Oh, no. Okay, maybe I'm not going to be fine with it. Alright, so I do have to kill Miracle Matter again, unfortunately. You know, I'll hold to this, see if I can't... Alright, fine, I'll get rolled over. Actually, I'll say this, I might potentially get a game over because of the lack of lives. If I do, I'll show the thing with the HUD. Well, actually, I'll show that anyway, regardless of what happens. Alright, so I have to defeat Miracle Matter again. Yeah, as soon as I take him down, we should be alright. And then we can do the last part of the game, and then it'll be it. Oh, then the multiplayer stuff, and that'll be it. Alright. The same deal as before. The battle doesn't change if you have all the crystal shards. The only thing that changes is the fact of what happens after. There goes the rock. Actually, this is going way better. Maybe it's just because I had to deal with all the stuff in the second level Shiver Stars. Like, yeah, I just had enough. That being said, despite what it might sound like, I still adore this game. This game is awesome. If you haven't played this game, I cannot recommend it highly enough. Love that. Yeah, it definitely is good to be able to take care of stuff like that. Alright. Yeah, I almost got Miracle Matter, and then we'll almost be done. Then again, I am getting more play out of this game than I thought I would, because I wasn't completely sure on length of this, because honestly, I've never beaten this game in one sitting before. So I was like, how long is it going to run? I think it's saying like about 3.5, 4 hours. So actually, I got more play out of this than I thought I would. Just for it. And again, we're showing the whole game off. Alright, so there's the ice that's going to be good. Oh, I sucked almost all of them up. Alright. Yeah. Except they missed it. Alright, well, he's gone now. Alright, fine. The last one is the electric. Because I know we didn't see it yet. Alright. Yeah, the best way to handle that one is just kind of get him to aim away, and also so that it doesn't bounce into you. Okay, that's all of them, except, yeah, unfortunately it's not enough. But I have a full health bar. Actually, I'm doing really well on this boss. I don't think I've ever done this well on it, ever in my life. Just got off all my rustiness on that last level. Yeah, one more hit. Alright. Alright, wow, no damage on Miracle Matter. Wow, there we go. That's awesome. Oh, wow, you get a life for that. Awesome. Or maybe you get a life for that because you already got the, Crystal Shard. Alright. Here we go. Now that we got that taken care of, the cloud is going over again. Yeah, dark matter's going away, but something a little different. Alright, there's an explosion. But yeah, because we got all the Crystal Shards, this happens now. I guess, the Crystal Shard is giving Queen, Ripple, I don't know, it's pulling the evil out of her. There she goes. Or there, Dark Matter goes. She's fine, she'll live. But now we got one last thing to do, as far as the story. Yeah, and Kirby has a cell phone. This is the first appearance of the cell phone in the series, with the other one being Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. But that he calls a Warp Star out, because that's how Kirby gets around. Actually, we haven't really seen the Warp Star much in this game, honestly. Yeah, Ripple Star's fine, but we got one last place we gotta go. This is, I don't remember the name of the place is, it's something Star. This is the end of the game. This is, final boss territory. And we don't have any cases of ability going on exactly. This is also where the game is getting darker, as you mentioned, because, yeah, Dark Matter, they're not kidding. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's pretty simple right now. Alright, there's DDD, or no, there's Waddle Dee to help me out. Say, go down here. Here's Idling to give me a life, thank you. And here is DDD, yeah, launch me up. Alright, here we go. This is the final boss. This is 02. He's this creepy-looking guy who bleeds, or throws his blood out at you, and I'm not joking. This is also a totally different gameplay style. I'm in a behind-the-camera perspective, shooting crystals at his eye, and I am making him bleed. This does have an E rating for the USRB, and they didn't do a blood descriptor, surprisingly. But anyway, yes, shoot him in the eye with the crystals enough, and then what'll happen is you have to move upwards to where his halo is. These are getting very dark, but I do love the music here, too. And it puts you in that great atmosphere, as I mentioned. But yeah, we're at the end. This is it. All this stuff we went through, and basically what we want to do here is basically just go left and right, and up and down to avoid getting hit. In a lot of ways, it's almost like an on-rails thing, almost like a Star Fox 64 or a Panzer Dragoon to a certain extent. You have to hit his eyes enough. Yeah, he'll do that, and you move up, and you aim at the Band-Aid. You hit the halo until it goes red and goes boom, like that. You go down the other way, and he has this, oh, wait, do I? Oh, wait, did it not work? Wait, what happened? Usually you're supposed to hit that enough, and then that's it. And then you go to the bottom, and he has this spiky protrusion that comes out, and you hit that, and that's his weak point. And you hit him there enough, and he's dead. Yeah, if you don't do it quickly enough, the halo comes back. So, yeah, I'll have to do that again. I got him, there we go. Alright, there we go, perfect. Alright, so he has this, and yeah, go downwards and shoot it. But it doesn't stay up for long, and the gas can hurt you, so just keep shooting. And usually I don't think you're going to be able to get him in one pass, usually. Because it's going to go back into him, there you go. Alright, so I got half his health off at least, so you need at least 2 passes. Ow. Ow. Yeah, actually, in this case, yeah, we don't have the ability. We just have the, I guess the, what is it? The Crystal Shard gun. Alright, there we go. Alright, got him, perfect. Yeah, sometimes you have to be very exact on getting him, so you can get him into this point. One more hit. Okay, unfortunately I have to go through one more pass of this. Shit, no, I'm on my last hit now. Shit. Alright, yeah, if you die, you fall down like that, and you have to try again. Damn, we're so close. Yeah, that is the hardest part to avoid, avoiding the explosions. And let me tell you, I mean, if you think that's a frustrating thing, imagine doing the boss battle mode of this. We have to go through the entire game and you lose to this. Which I have before, and actually what they do is talk about, you know, giving children a reality check. The loss screen shows that. It literally says on the screen, it's hopeless. So it's like, yeah, they're saying to kids, yeah, you know, there you go, you screwed up. They're gonna not, you know, sugarcoat that. So give, as I mentioned, give Kirby a little bit of credit for, you know, not necessarily taking away the realities of life for children. It's weird, I just want to get rid of this damn thing as quick as I can, but then you were getting that case of, yeah, you're being reckless. Oh, in that case, yeah, when he shoots those stars out, go in the opposite direction, because that's what happened there, because that explosion there will hurt you. If it goes there, go up, goes down, go left, and all that. But then you also have to try hitting the eyes, that's usually where you have to be, so you're not going to be able to be standing still. Alright. But one more pass and we should get him. I got him, alright. So let's get the halo again, hit the band-aid. I do love that idea, so it tells you, like, yeah, hit here. Alright, one more pass, this should be it. We'll finish this game tonight. Again, we finish every game at least. In the night at some point. Alright, couple more hits. Come on, come on, come on. One more hit. Got him! And there we go. 0-2 is no more. And we've beaten the game. And we have only three more things we're gonna do. And that'll be end of Super Old Game Saturday for the night. But yeah, with him taken care of, great. Yeah, thank God it's over as far as that. It's like, yeah, I was not doing so hot in some parts of this. But with that, we get coronated on Ripple Star in a clear emphasis to Star Wars. Yeah, the ending of Star Wars, that's what this is supposed to be a reference to, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Kirby, who usually is not one for romantic elements, yeah, he's, you know, very happy at the fact that Ruben really likes him and I'm falling down the stairs. Alright, so that is the credits again. Alright, since I saw it already, I can skip it. So, alright, perfect. Saw the credits already. So, two things I'm going to do. Oh, three things, sort of. Or four. Those cards. I have all of them in my complete file. So let me show you what they are. We got Wispy Woods Jr., Pix, HRH, Magman, Acro, HRE, Miracle Matter, 0-2. It says O squared, but it's like, yeah, it's 0-2. NZ, Rocky, Bronto Burt, Shotzo, Gordo, Scud, Spark E, Bouncy, Glunk. Yeah, we're just going through all the enemies, because you get these cards off of the picnic table, or the picnic blank at the end of the levels. Slushy, Chili, Propeller, Pog Brothers Jr., Mahal, Glom, Splinter, Goblin, Canny, Bivault, Sir Kibble, Gabon, Snipper, I-Cubed, Mariel Hemingway, perhaps? I don't know. Blowfish, Bonehead, Squibby, Bobo, Bo, Punk, like for puncture, Flopper, Sandman, Enter Sandman indeed, Mite, Kapar, Maw, Drop. Yeah, those Maws were giving me a lot of trouble before. Pedo, yeah, that's what I mentioned when I said, yeah, naming being unfortunate. I don't know if they changed that for the Switch version, maybe so. It's a torpedo, but still. New, or no, to pedo, feasibly. Tick, Hack, Pompeii. Yeah, I guess there's a reference to Pompeii. Alright, yeah, talk about your dark elements of Kirby games, the fact that they're referencing an ancient, hundreds of years ago tragedy involving a volcano. But there you go. Cairn, Burnus, Fishbone, Frigis, Sawyer, Turbite, Plug, Cacti, Zeus, Ghost Knight, Rockin', Cha-Cha, Galbo, Bummer, Scarfy, Ruff, Yoriko, Magoo, Imp, Flutter, Walshatso, KK. Let me explain this one. That is a reference to Kiki's Delivery Service, the Hayao Miyazaki film. This character is also in Kirby Crystal Shard, or Kirby's Dream Land 3. That is what that's supposed to be referenced to, because that movie was around at that time, so there you go. Sparky, Ignis, Flora, Mumbies, Terran, Putt, Poopa, or Puppa, I guess, Mupu, and Zebon. Alright, there you go. That is all of your enemy information and, well, a couple things left. The minigames, the boss battle things, which is unarmed for all the bosses. We're not doing that. It's insanely hard. As like versus mentioning, or Sweet First, I have to remember that for this month. Sorry. You have display options where you can choose into other things. Like, I'll show one of these later, but we're going to also show one other thing, which is minigames. There's something that's immediately tacked on, I think, to the game, but it's still really, really fun. Get these 3 minigames for certain things. Here's the 100-yard hop. You have to choose character of Kirby, Adelaide, Wildy, and DDD. But yeah, let's show how this works. You press the A button to jump 2 spaces, you hit the B button to jump 1. You just have to make that jump and avoid hitting the water. If you do, you get sent back. Just gotta get to the end before your friends or enemies feasibly do. You get this great remix of the Gourmet Race from Kirby Superstar, and it's terrific stuff. It's like that idea of like the race concept with that music. It's awesome. Of racing. Yeah, but don't hit the frog or you'll get stopped too. Oh, shit. Yeah, I keep sometimes jumping twice. Like, I just want to keep hitting A, but sometimes like, no, you have to hit B to just jump 1 space. It's simple, but it is a lot of fun. Right, there you go. Yeah, and I finished because I'm on easy, because, yeah, they're not gonna... It's gonna take a while. But, yeah, on the hard difficulties, it gets a little more complicated. And you can also play this up to 4 players. So there is a multiplayer component to this game. Admittedly, as I mentioned, it's not much. It's not going to be, you know, taken away from stuff like GoldenEye or Perfect Dark or Mario Party or something like that. But it's a lot of fun. I played this game with multiplayer people, and we've always had a blast. Well, that's the one, and then we'll also play... I'll play the other 2, and then I'll show the thing off with the interface, and we'll set. You know, let's pull DDD out. Also run on easy. And I'll do one on intense as well. I'll do the next one on intense. This is Bumper Crop Bop. What you do here is you move left and right and hit the A button to knock people all the way. They're getting that fruit? No, they're not. I'm taking it for myself. It's this great piece of music as you go along. And it does, like, gives you a great atmosphere, too, to, like, the forest area of, like, yeah, all this stuff is falling off the tree. Grab it. You have to have the most points at the end, and you win. Yeah, out of the way, Wildies. Yeah, and you got multiple characters for that. If you all want to play as Adelaide or DDD or somebody, you can do that. Yeah, on easy, it does give me no problem, although that one Waddle Dee is giving me a little bit of, run for my money. And they will push you out of the way. It was like, yeah, this is a great thing for that. Like, yeah, out of the way now, my friend. Although, then again, this is how DDD would act. It's like, yeah, give me all the food, because that goes back to the beginning of this franchise, where DDD steals all the food in Dreamland. So, yeah, we're being canonical with this now, as far as playing it. Although, technically, some of this stuff is... Okay, well, it sort of is fruit. Yeah, like, yeah, because it's peaches for the pink thing, sorta, and then pears and apples. Alright. And after one cycle of the music, there is something that changes a little bit. Yeah, by the way, if you hit A when there's no one there, you just bump around like that. Alright. Yeah, right here. The tree starts shaking and everything starts coming off really fast. This is your last chance to grab stuff. Or last chance to screw over your friends, feasibly. It's like, yeah, give me that. Okay, 33, there you go. Alright, that's my high score, perfect. It does save a high score as well. And last, let's do Checkerboard Chase. I will play, you know, let's pull Adelaide out, and we'll play it on Intense. Yeah, we're spaced now. But yeah, what you do is walk around on this board, hit the A button to paint the board, and then the blocks fall down. You get the opponents to fall down 5 times, and you win. Yeah, sometimes you get stuck that way and get stuck in a corner, and it's not pleasant. Yeah, sometimes you get stuck in a corner like that. That's bad. But I got lucky, they didn't get in that case. Alright. Okay, I fell as well. Uh-oh. I'm trapped. Okay, I'm almost trapped. Sometimes you just want to stay out of the way while everybody else is doing stuff. Alright, yeah, I'm not in that case. Alright. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm trapped. Yeah, I think I'm not getting out of this one alive. Alright, I'm first out. Alright, so here's how it happens. When someone goes out, the arena shrinks. And it shrinks for each time a character is there. Yeah, they fell. Okay, so yeah, that, Adelaide won. So, not the real one. Alright. And they do give you time in terms of when you get rid of everybody. But what I'm going to do also briefly is... because I want to show this level in a good light now. Let's do this. We're not playing, but yeah, there you go. As Sweetverse was mentioning, you can change the HUD of the game. So yeah, we have this kind of futuristic HUD with your points or your lives and things. Yeah, Kirby sitting there resting. You know, let's get him closer to the camera that way. And let him sit and rest as we enjoy the wonderful Butterbridge music here. Alright, a little rough going in some cases for me, but yeah, that is Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. This is a terrific game in this franchise. I definitely would recommend it. It is a slower game than some of the other ones, but that works to its favor. And it has some terrific presentation and audio and gameplay. And it's a lot of fun. And there's a good amount of content here as far as going through the game, finding hidden stuff, and even a little bit of multiplayer stuff. And also unlockable. One thing I didn't show as well, along with the card stuff, you also have a sound test, which is nice to hear as well. Because it's something you want to hear this music. It's that good. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you play this. It is on Nintendo 64 if you want to get it, where it's about 60, 70 bucks. It's a bit much, not massive, but still costs somewhere up there. It is on the Wii in the Kirby's Dream Collection. It is also on the Wii U for $10. You can download Virtual Console, and it's coming to the Nintendo Switch in a couple months. It's going to be part of that Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack thing. When they add N64 games, they confirm this is coming. Not right away, but eventually. Thanks, this was fun. I'd like to play this game. And if you've never played a Kirby game before, never played this game before, I would recommend you do. It is a terrific game. Next time we go back to Kirby, I kind of want to go back to Kirby Superstar myself, because that's a game in this franchise that might potentially be better than this, although it's, to me it's probably between these two. I love these two, specifically. Although there's other ones as well, they're terrific. And any other Kirby games you want to see, we can do them. But I think next time we come back, we're going to be playing Kirby Superstar for the Super Nintendo, which is where my fandom of Kirby really, really started, despite not being the first game I played. But that'll come down at some point down the road. As far as what's coming down more soon in the future, I would say, next week for the show, we have the October entry of Supersonic Game Saturday. That's another game that informed, you know, my love of certain things with that franchise specifically. We're going to be playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So, and we're going to be using the Sega Genesis, so we're getting that lock-on technology going on completely. We're going to be playing through the game as Knuckles as a change of pace, and I also have some unique little things I kind of want to show off with it outside of just the regular playthrough, and I think you're going to like to see that. And I'll definitely love doing that, because that is one of my favorite games of all time, and I will love showing it all the love it deserves, just like we did with this game, and like we do with any game we play on this show. Alright, the week after that, Dolly Finn, you wanted to see Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube. We are going to start playing it. It's a little longer, so we're not going to be able to finish it in one night, but we will get as far as we can in about 4 hours, and then we'll come back to it actually the first week of November. And at the beginning of the show I mentioned we started on a blank screen, the blue screen on the RetroTink thing. When we come back to its second part, I'm going to mix that in with something else. Sweet First, you said you wanted to see Super Mario Land for Game Boy. We're going to do it for part 2. We're going to finish Luigi's Mansion. I'm going to toss a bonus game in for that, and I have the Game Boy player for GameCube. We can do it. We'll do Super Mario Land along with the second part of Luigi's Mansion, which is going to be the week after Halloween. But yeah, after the first part of Luigi's Mansion, we're doing the second part of Kingdom Hearts. We'll see if we can get to Halloween Town for the purpose of Halloween. And for Halloween, we are going to finish an LP that's on the YouTube site now. That's going to be Fatal Frame for PlayStation 2. That'll be the night before Halloween. As I mentioned, the week after that, we'll do Luigi's Mansion to finish it and play through Super Mario Land on the Game Boy on top of that. But yeah, that's where the next couple weeks of the program are looking. And thank you very much for watching Super Old Game Saturday tonight. thank you very much for coming in for Kirby 64. I'm glad you hopefully had a good time. I had a great time playing this. Thank you again for, I think I was asked for this one as well to see. It's a great start to this franchise. Good night, everyone. Yandito, and good night to you, Dollyfin. Good night to you, Sweetverse. Good night to everyone out in the chat. I hope you have a great rest of your night, a great Sunday tomorrow, and a great week coming forward. I'll see you next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Sonic 3 and Knuckles with Knuckles. Till then, keep being awesome. I'll see you next week. Take care.